The Golden Tornado Marching Band is directed by Mr. Jeff Kroner and his associates Todd Karenbauer, Kayla Karenbauer, and Lou Kroner. The Sequinet Dance and Flag Team advisors are Sarah McClafferty and Shannon Dorsey. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and remove your cover to help us honor America as Senior Delaney Ray and the band present our national anthem. Please remain standing for the singing and playing of the Butler High School alma mater. We would like to welcome everyone to one of the busiest Friday night lights of the season, Homecoming. Bring the community together, celebrating Butler Golden Tornado's school spirit.
It's a great night full of hometown tradition. We're going to continue that tradition as we name the 2023 Tornado Prince and Princess. The finalists were selected from the junior class and are presented to us on the field tonight. Lauren Baer, daughter of Michelle and Dave Baer, escorted by Leland Anderson, son of Angela Anderson. Chloe Klein, daughter of Ashley and Michael Klein, escorted by Hayden Kroll, son of Tiffany Kroll. Kat McGuire, daughter of Brenda and Scott McGuire, escorted by Jathan Lunsford, nephew of Jessica and Matthew Wagner. Emanuela Prifty, daughter of Arjun Prifty, escorted by Evan Rensel, son of Rebecca and Dawn Rensel. Lily Vicari, daughter of Stephanie and Aaron Vicari, escorted by Zachary Sleer, son of Stephanie and Arthur Sleer. Please welcome your 2023 Tornado Homecoming Court. Assisting with tonight's ceremony and presenting our Prince and Princess with their crowns are the Senior Class President and last year's Homecoming Princess. Senior Class President Carson Bish and Homecoming Princess Megan Ray. Without further delay, the winners of this year's Tornado Prince and Princess are Evan Rensel and Lily Vicari. Congratulations to our homecoming court and our homecoming prince and princess.
Alongside Chris Morrow, it's homecoming night, and the Golden Tornado are looking to get back on the winning track. A tough 55-0 loss last week against the Seneca Valley Raiders, and they're taking on a Westinghouse team that is coming in with a lot of momentum. 5-0 on the season, including a 30-22 win last week against Hollidaysburg. But partner, once again, I don't know if you've called in a favor upstairs or what we've got going on, but it's another beautiful Friday night for football.
It is, and it didn't look real good earlier on in the week. I thought we were going to have a rain out here tonight, but once again, the skies have cleared on the hill here. It's a beautiful night. The temperature is great for football. A lot of people in the stands back for homecoming. It's going to be a great night. Got the cheerleaders down here with the little girls for the clinic. Just a lot of energy here. Midgets, we're going to run out on the field to bring the kids. It's a great night.
Absolutely. But for the Golden Tornado, they're trying to get back on the right track. A 55-0 loss last week against Seneca Valley. What does Butler have to do tonight to try to find themselves on the winning side of the score?
Well, I think the first things first, I think you need to tackle. Tackling last week was a big thing that we saw as just a giant problem for the Golden Tornado. We had 4, 5, 6 people in some instances hitting Seneca Valley running backs and not bringing them down. So I think that's number one. I'm sure that's something that Coach Christie addressed this week. Did a lot of tackling in practice and a lot of live tackling in practice. So I think that's first and foremost. Second thing will be the offense, not real sure what we're going to have a quarterback tonight. Alec Teff is back. He started the first football game against Shaler, went down with a knee injury in practice later the next week. He came back, played a very, very good JV game on Saturday. I believe Noah Ritchie is healthy enough to go as well. Nico Baguetta came in last week in relief. And, of course, you have Braylon Littlejohn as well. And his injuries coming along. He's 2 weeks removed from a broken finger.
Yeah, we talked with Eric Christie last night on the Tornado Alley program every Thursday night here on WBUT, and he mentioned that they're throwing everything at the board here when it comes to that quarterback position as they have been dealing with injuries there. You mentioned the injury to Ritchie last week. You mentioned the injury to Braylon Littlejohn the week before. We also saw, Alex Teff injury. So at that point, you're playing with your four-string quarterback that presents a lot of challenges for the offense, Chris.
It does, but I think what you need to do, we talked about what it would be like going into the locker room last Friday night, and I think what you do on Saturdays, you bring the kids in, you have a very honest talk, and I think you pull your seniors together, and you have a very, very transparent talk on what you're thinking. You try and get the vibe from them and tell those guys, hey, listen, you are going to have to be the guys that lead this football team if we want to get this on the back on track here for the rest of the season.
We'll continue on in our countdown to the Robert Stevens kickoff as Butler gets ready to take on Westinghouse. We're about 10 minutes away from the beginning of action as you are listening to Butler Football on WBUT 1050 and 97.3 FM. Okay, Cooper, we'll take these 7 spots here. Tornado as they get ready to take on the Westinghouse Bulldogs. This is going to be a tough matchup tonight, Chris. We saw what Westinghouse was capable of last year, a trip to the PIAA 2A championship. They lost a lot of seniors, but head coach Donta Green has put together quite the program for the Bulldogs, and they have really replenished the talent.
Well, Donta Green, we were talking about him a little bit before we went on the air, really just has these kids at Westinghouse believing. And Westinghouse has had good years up and down, but boy, they are just on that rocket ship right now. He has all those kids believing, and we kind of, just here in the booth, you and I talking, and John Enriano from the Butler Eagle, they kind of have that similar type of feel like Aliquippa would have.
Yeah.
Like they're just going to reload every year. The kids believe in it. Very, very disciplined. And that, sometimes coming out of the city, that's what you heard about City League teams was they weren't real disciplined. But I got to tell you, these kids are disciplined.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2023 Butler Golden Tornado football team. Ladies and gentlemen, our officials for tonight. We have referee Denny Laria, umpire Adam Young, head linesman Skip Napier, line judge Chris Sarich, side judge Dean Laria, and field judge Bobby Joe Bolos. Westinghouse has won the coin toss, and they've deferred. Golden Tornado will start with the ball. Back to receive for the Golden Tornado, number 35, Mark Clems, and number 28, Landon Lacey. Kicking for Westinghouse, number 3, Musa Bangora.
Welcome you back to the broadcast booth as we get you ready for kickoff, and we timed it perfectly. Here's the run up in the boot as Westinghouse won the toss and deferred to the second half. Golden Tornado on the return. It is Mark Clems trying to get to the sideline, dancing around to the 35, and will string this return up to about the 40-yard line, Chris.
Yeah, it's a great return. Mark Clems really has played some good football. The sophomore's really come along. He played the full JV game last week in a heartbreaker versus Seneca Valley, but Mark Clems makes a difference out there as a sophomore. He's going to be a good one to watch in the future.
One of the things that we heard from head coach Eric Christie in our conversations was the mix and matching at the quarterback position, and we may see that right out of the gate, Chris. It looks like it will be Landon Lacey, the senior, taking the snap out of the pistol formation.
Yeah, interesting.
So Lacey, who's played a lot at the running back position, now will put a man in motion in Alex Catafano. He'll fake it to him. Lacey up the middle, and he will fight his way to get a gain of 1 to the 41.
Yeah, jet sweep trap up inside with Lacey. We know Lacey has the speed to the outside. So, you know, when you get in a situation like this where you're battling some injuries, like I said earlier in the broadcast, you look to your seniors. There's guys on the football team that you look to that you know you can trust. So Coach Christie decides to put Landon back there. We'll see what he can do.
2nd down and 9 now. Butler moving left to right on your radio dial. Lacey once again out of the pistol. Catafano, the motion man once again. They will turn and hand off. This is David Graff going up the middle. And he will work his way forward for a gain of about 2 up to the 43, which will bring up a 3rd down and 7.
They run the same jet motion with Catafano. Rather than Lacey taking it, they give it to David up the middle, bringing up a 3rd down 7 for the Tornado here. So we'll see. Likely a passing down. We'll see if Landon's able to throw the football.
Yeah, Eric told me that Lacey looked okay throwing the football in practice. Obviously a new position for Lacey.
But you know what? Lacey was a quarterback in the 9th grade, so it's not a position that he's never played before.
And so he'll take the snap out of the gun. The sidecar right in Jacob Collinger. Motion man is David Graff. Snap is low, mishandled it. Lacey's now flushed out to the right, fires, and he'll just throw this one away. And so
close to the cheerleaders.
He did have a flag down at the line of scrimmage, so we'll see what this is about.
Well, and Lacey, obviously, a lot of football under his belt, played the position, was a 9th grade quarterback, wisely knows just throw the ball away.
So they're going to call a holding penalty here. We'll see if Donta Green does accept it. He's going to decline, so we'll be looking at a 4th down.
And smart call by Coach Green. You don't get to the semifinals of the state without making decisive calls.
So 3 and out for the Golden Tornado, not the start they wanted.
And Nico Baguetta will be doing the punting duties. Also, Collinger, and there was another person that really showed up in the JV game as well. So here he finds himself playing on a Friday night.
So Baguetta, the freshman, and we get a flag, and I would imagine this is against Butler just from the way it was.
Somebody was not lined up, or maybe we had 2 guys moving.
Oh, no, it's offsides Westinghouse, so.
Interesting.
Well, now Eric Christie has a bit of a decision here because you'd make a 4th and 7 now, a 4th and 2, and I think he's going to call the special teams unit off the field. I like this call.
Yeah, I like
early.
this call too. Early, you got to take opportunities when they're presented, so I like this call here. We'll see what they come out and run. And, you know, really with Lacey at quarterback, it's really giving you a little bit of a different dynamic back there. It's something Westinghouse, obviously, none of us have seen that.
So, yeah, not on tape, but a 4th down and 2. They need to get to midfield in order to pick up the 1st down. Lacey will be operating out of the pistol. Collinger, the up back to the right.
4 down linemen for the Bulldogs.
They wanted a play clock reset, and I think Eric Christie's going to have to burn a timeout.
So what happens there is they call the penalty and set the football, and with the getting the special teams unit off and the offense back on there, just kind of ran out of time. So have to burn an early timeout. Doesn't really hurt you here. That's a timeout, obviously, in the second half. I think that makes a little bit more of a difference. But
so what are you thinking here? I mean, we've seen them go up the gut here twice. As you mentioned, Lacey's got some speed to the outside.
You know, I like something here, misdirection, because Westinghouse is very aggressive. They played both insides run here, so I try and stay out of the inside. I think they're very athletic on the outside, so I would try and stay away from the outside a little bit. And what I may do is just try and catch some mixed direction and try to catch them a little bit more over aggressive.
Four-man front for the Bulldogs on a 4th down and 2. Butler needs to get to the 50. They put in a motion man and Alex Catafano. They fake it to him. Lacey is going to go up the gut. He's going to have to work the pile forward.
He got it.
Give him credit. He was stuck right around the line of scrimmage, but barreled forward for a gain of 3.
Yeah, Westinghouse had it well defended. There is a penalty flag that comes in late. I'm not sure who it's going to be on, but likely is going to be a personal foul, an unsportsmanlike. Was well after the play, but I give credit to Lacey on that one. He fought hard to get that first down, and I think we're going to be able to tack 15 more on top of it.
Now, I'll tell you what, we talked about the discipline of Westinghouse's football team that we've seen over the last couple of years, but here out of the gate, an offsides penalty and now a personal foul.
And I'll be honest, I don't think that anybody hit anybody late. I think what happened there is I think somebody said something at the end of the play, and the official heard it. And, good officials get control of a game early, and that's exactly what happened there. So Butler picks up a huge first down.
He actually takes it now down to the 34-yard line. So Lacey works his way to get the first down after the penalty, and now Butler is in Westinghouse territory. 10:25 to go in the first, no score. Lacey now out of the true shotgun formation in a 4-wide receiver set. Senior puts Catafano in motion. Clems is a sidecar left. Clems is the ball carrier, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage before being brought down. No gain on the play.
Kind of an interesting play call. Not sure if it was supposed to be run like that or if there was some confusion. We had the right guard look like he pulled left, and we came back. Typically, our offense, really in high school football, you don't see an influence block where you have a lineman going one way and then you have the back coming back the other way. So it might have just been a miscue for the Tornado. No gain in the play.
2nd down and 10 now. Catafano once again the motion man, as he has been on every play. They'll fake the pitch. Lacey trying to cut back upfield. He does.
Picks up nice yardage.
Works his way to about the 31. That's a gain of 3, which will bring up a 3rd down and 7 once again.
Well, and what Mason's doing, he's giving you some of that senior leadership, and he's proven time and time again that he's a tough kid. And this is his senior year. So, you give him an opportunity, and you got to take that opportunity and run. So right now we're looking again at about a 3rd and 7.
And really there, Chris, first time we've seen them go off tackle.
Right.
It's been gut here coming out of the gate. So
we'll
go to the pistol here.
Choose to pass here.
Clean snap. Lacey fakes left.
Oh, he has it in the
looking.
flats.
Check down. And
wow. I tell you what, Silk, he has David Graff wide open in the flats. Probably more of a check down route, but if you're in the booth, you got to make a note of that because David gets it, and it's a race to the sticks. I think we could have had it.
So Lacey now looking to Eric Christie for a decision as to what they're going to do here. And it looks like they're going to go for it. Still like to see them have a bit of a sense of urgency here with 20 on the play clock.
Well, and that's a little bit of a timing thing. You got a new quarterback in there. They might run the same thing this way.
Clems is a sidecar right. 5 on the play clock. Motion man is Graff. Lacey out of the gun. He is rolling right. Looking, fires, and incomplete. And so that will be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, intended for Wilson. Just really nothing going there. Well defended by Westinghouse. They bring some pressure. I like the rollout look. But, boy, I'll tell you what, I would come back early in the next series and try and hit David Graff out there in the flats because it could go for some nice yardage.
Well, Butler puts together an 8-play drive that comes up short, but all things considered, they do flip the field a bit to have Westinghouse start this drive at their own 31.
Obviously you want to get out and get points, but that's not a bad drive to start the football game, especially in a team last week, that suffered such a defeat. So now we got to play defense, and we'll see if all those tackling drills are able to come to fruition.
Khalil Green, handoff Ty Abrams up the middle, and a nice gain on first down as he takes it out to the 38, and that is a pickup of 1.
Brought down by Holderman. Holderman is one of the players we talked about consistently that has played very well this year. I think he was lineman of the week last week for the Golden Tornado. So check with me type of offense once again from the Bulldogs.
Khalil Green, the quarterback, taking over for Kashawn Morcillo, and a pass complete to the outside on the reception. That is Tamir O'Neal. He picks up the first down to the 49.
Hitch route in the outside, one of the toughest things to defend for a defensive back because you're going backwards. You're trying not to get anybody behind you, and they check up. It's a very, very hard pass to defend. And if your quarterback and receiver are on the same page, wow, it's tough.
Call it a pickup of 12 as they get it out to the 50. Bringing up a first down and 10.
Tornado show pressure, and they come.
Handoff. Abrams splits the gap. He's got Green to the 35-30, and Graff spins out of a tackle. Abrams keeps his feet, and he is in for a touchdown.
Well, they run a counter there, counter trap, pull two guys. We actually send pressure, and the pressure kind of came in a little bit behind it, more towards the center. So we don't catch the blitz, and he's able to split the defense and get downfield for the Westinghouse touchdown. Muddle huddle, they call this, Silk.
We got 4 guys to the left, 2 guys to the right, and 5 guys over the ball.
And 2 men in the booth.
And they're going to go straight up the gut, and
he gets in for 2.
He is in. The ball carrier there was Tamir O'Neal. And so just like that, it is an 8-0 lead for Westinghouse with 8:03 to go in the first. You're listening to Butler Football on WBUT 1050 and 97.3 FM. We welcome you back to the broadcast booth. 8-0 the score after the 3-play drive by Westinghouse, capped off on a 50-yard touchdown run by Ty Abrams.
Well, and that's something that muddle huddle is tough to defend, because obviously I feel like they must have done it on film, because Butler adjusted right away, but there's a lot of things you can do out of that, and they just basically run it up the middle there. Butler's not able to stop it, so curiously, a lot of teams do that don't have a kicker. I don't think, did Brashear have a kicker? I don't remember.
Not that well, they tried, remember, or no, that was Meadville, I apologize. Yeah. This on the return for the Golden Tornado is William Clark, but he fumbled the football.
Oh, no.
And it was scooped up by Kyshawn Robinson, and he is in for a touchdown. Oh, my word. Well, the fumble issues that plagued the Golden Tornado last week have come back. And a scoop and score.
I apologize, Silk. I didn't even see it. I looked down to catch the name at number 49 there, and before I knew it, he was running. He was on about the 15-yard line. So, wow, it can't really start any worse for the Golden Tornado here tonight.
So once again, we'll see the muddle huddle, as Chris calls it, and everybody else, not just you.
Same play.
It's O'Neal.
Yeah, there is a flag.
He's in. We'll see what the flag's all about. Potentially could be. By the way,
everybody's coming off the field.
So it looks like that 2-point conversion will stand.
Oh, no.
It's against Westinghouse.
Yeah, it's a procedure.
Get everybody back out here.
Yeah, a procedure against Westinghouse. So that'll back them up 5.
It was the way the officials let everybody run off the field. It feels like they may have said, hey, guys, stick around.
So that'll put them on the 7, I believe.
Yeah, it'll march it back 5 yards. Actually, the kickoff unit is coming out onto the field.
Yeah, this is like a bit of a folly, Silk, here.
When do you start running the play clock here, Chris? I mean, do you have to wait till everybody's set?
The official still has not fall. So you would start it ideally then, but it kind of reminds me of when a batter's in the batter's box and he thinks he got that 4th ball and he starts to walk down to first base.
Take the equipment off.
Yeah, and they say no, that was a strike. So Westinghouse trots back on. We'll see if they try to do something from their regular offense here, if they choose to go with the muddle huddle.
Well, it looks like we'll see the regular offense. Khalil Green at the quarterback position with Ty Abrams as the sidecar left. 3 wide receiver set, solo man, and O'Neal to the top of the field. Ball sits at the 7. Green looking to pass. Pump
under
fakes.
Pressure. Nice job by the Golden Tornado.
In on the action for Butler. That was Christian Gaviglia recording the sack.
Along with Dominic Nero in there. Good call by the Butler defense to get some pressure in there.
But Butler trails 2 touchdowns. It is 14-0, 7:49 to go in the first. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout as you are listening to Butler Football on WBUT 1050 and 97.3 FM. Welcome you back. Score 14-0 for Westinghouse after a turnover, fumble recovery for a touchdown. It was Kyshawn Robinson, but a 2-point conversion that was failed after the sack by Gaviglia. And this ball will be scooped up by number 11, Matthew McCombs, who takes it out to the 35-yard line.
And just by that kick, Silk, I'm guessing they might not have a very good field goal team. That was the old end-over-end kick. Yeah, so I'm guessing maybe they don't have a real pure kicker. But Butler moved the ball a little bit in the last drive. If you're just joining us, flipped the field, brought it down to about the 30-yard line, I would say. Had a nice first down. So Landon Lacey, a quarterback, the senior, typically a running back, also plays safety, getting the start tonight.
The injuries have plagued the Golden Tornado quarterback room, prompting Eric Christie and his coaching staff to get creative with the offense tonight as they look at a first down and 10 with 7:44 to go in the first. This is Graff, the motion man. They flip it to him. He makes the first man miss and does get back to the line of scrimmage at a valiant effort by Graff with the shoestring tackle. That was Lamon Bates. No gain. Actually, we'll give him about a yard on the play.
Well, nice job by David, because that's really kind of dead in the water there when he gets the football. So he's able to make at least something, able to pick up a yard in a play on the jet sweep. We'll see what they choose to do here. I've only really tried to throw the football once so far, and that was on a 3rd and 7, so we'll see if they try maybe to throw it on 2nd down here.
Yeah, they've been playing behind the sticks here on some early downs. Butler looking for that chunk yardage play. They fake the flip inside. Landon Lacey is the ball carrier from the quarterback position. Takes it out to the 38.5-yard line where he'll get a pickup of about 2.
Well, they coming off the jet sweep there. They try to get a little bit of a lead play with Mark Clems there, but the timing's a little bit off. He ends up running through the hole at the same time as Lacey. And you almost got to, if you're a coach right now, you got to say, listen, you got to cheat up a little bit because you got to get ahead of him because the hole was there, I think, behind Clems. So it's a minor adjustment.
3rd down and 6 now. As ball sits at the 39. They need to get to the 45. Graff, the motion man. Lacey out of the gun.
Oh, boy, through his legs.
And he's just going to fall on the football, and this will go for a loss of about almost 10 yards now.
Yoy.
Taking it back to the 28.
So tough snap there, just a little bit low. And, when you put a new quarterback in like that, those are just some of those mechanical things that, have become so easy, now become a little bit harder because you haven't taken those reps since August or even July in some cases.
So Nico Baguetta on to punt. Rugby style. Let's line drive get out of there.
And a little bit of pressure.
It did hit Tymir O'Neal. He scoops it up, nearly fell over himself, makes the first 2-man miss, scoots back up the field before being dragged down by the Golden Tornado on the tackle for Butler. That was Nicholas Miranda.
Yeah, great job by Nick Miranda. Comes up big because if he ends up getting some head of steam there, first couple tackles, it's a nice job by Miranda.
Well, 14-0 deficit for the Golden Tornado early, 5:44 to go here in the first.
Actually, correction, that was
the 41.
Mason Lacey on the tackle there on the
28.
kickoff. It was
30. I thought I saw 2-0. It was 3-0. I tell you what, those R's are still sharp.
Well, far away they are. Up close, I can't even see them.
That's the muddle huddle too. I can't read that.
Right.
First down and 10 now for Westinghouse. Handoff middle. Abrams the ball carrier. He does sprint forward, getting out to the 45-yard line. A pickup of 4.
So Golden Tornado defense, I know, it did some hitting drills this week, tackling, and, you've heard me make this statement many times. We want to eat omelets, you got to break some eggs, and I know that some injuries came out of that, but, what you're left with is the steel that came through the fire, essentially. So 2nd down, 5.
Green out of the gun. No handoff. Abrams follows the backer, has room. He breaks it free. He's to the 35-30, 25-20, tackled inside the 15. Landon Lacey giving chase along with David Graff to bring him down. They'll mark him officially down at the 12.
Yeah, it just goes right up the middle there. Nothing real fancy about it. I felt like we had a shot in the backfield, but we couldn't make the play.
There's a flag down back here.
There is a flag, and it will be a face mask against Butler. So tack that on to an end of a very good run.
So the net gain of, 42, and then they'll add on half the distance to the goal from the 12.
Which would be 6 by your...
That is right.
By your mathematical genius.
I was working on my multiplication and division tables this morning.
Coach Savannah would be very happy with you.
First down and goal to go now for Westinghouse. They lead 14-0 on the doorstep here of getting 21 with 5 minutes to go in the first. Crosser route and
well
incomplete.
Defended by David Graff. Actually, I thought David might have a chance to intercept that ball. It's kind of a timing route on the slant. He's right where he needs to be. Very well played by the senior David Graff.
Therese Davis, the intended target for the Bulldogs. Clock stops at 4:49. Second and goal again. Ball sitting at the 6. Left hash mark. Green out of the gun, out back to his right. Ty Abrams, the tailback right side. They go back to Abrams. This time brought down at the line. Terrell Holderman bringing him down for no gain on the play.
They try and run an ISO play there, and Holderman actually just gets around his man, comes inside right behind the fullback. He's able to make a big defensive play, but boy, a stop here for Butler would be very, very big just for our confidence at this point.
Yeah, imagine 4-down territory here for Donta Green and Westinghouse as they have it at the 6. 14-0 the score. Bulldogs in front. Sidecar left is Kyshawn Robinson, and a sidecar right as well. They go to Robinson. He goes across the 5, brought down around the 3. A pickup of 3, but it does bring up a 4th down.
It's supposed to be just a little bit of a lead play there. I think your up back, number 31,
Lemaine Bates.
Was supposed to lead the play, doesn't he? Goes kind of the outside. Running back goes to the inside. Once again, Butler does a nice job of closing. It brings up a 4th down goal here. So, boy, a stop would be big.
Trying to get some momentum in this ball game. 3:45 on the clock.
Got to stay at home here.
Green out of the gun. Handoff. Bates is in.
They ran the same play the other way.
And got in untouched for that one, and so now a 20-0 lead after the 4th down conversion by Bates.
Wow, just a tough first quarter here for Butler. Wow. They'll bring out the muddle again. The last 2 times we've seen this, they have run right up the middle here. So you can't fall asleep if you're on the outside.
Yeah, 2 wide receivers to the right. Butler will give coverage to all. 4 men to the left. O'Neal out of the gun. And they'll just go forward again with it. O'Neal will break through a tackle and go in. 22-0, 3:38 to go. Westinghouse jumping out to an early lead. We'll be back after this 60-second timeout as you are listening to Butler Football on WBUT 1050 and 97.3 FM.
Wow.
Welcome you back to the broadcast booth. 22-0 the score as Westinghouse jumps out to the early lead. That drive, 6 plays. Boy, if I could read my own handwriting, that'd be better. It went the span of 59 yards and ending on a 3-yard touchdown run by Lamont Bates. And here's a kick, and it will be fielded at the 15.
Got to turn it on. Got to turn it on.
This is Mark Clems on the return across the 30 and stretches the kickoff return to the 35.
So Clems is more like that fullback. I think he has pretty good hands. Probably the reason he's back there. The last 2-point conversion, we really made the effort to blitz right up the middle, which is where the football went. He was able to bounce it outside, and nobody there. You gotta stay home just for that reason, and nobody there. He's able to squirt in for the 2-point conversion.
So first down and 10 now for the Golden Tornado, and they'll make a change at the quarterback position. We will see Alec Teff. First time back on the field on a Friday night since the opening night game against the Shaler Titans. The junior quarterback was battling a knee injury. Did get some junior varsity time, though, on Saturday.
Yeah, he did, to kind of get back in.
Teff to throw. They go screen play right side. Graff just outside of his stretch and falls incomplete.
And that was the play that they had earlier that I mentioned. They ran it the other way to the left side, and they had David open. They're a little bit more contested. If you're going to run that, those receivers really need to run that off a little bit more. And hopefully you hit David a couple times, and those defensive backs bite on it a little bit. They definitely, somebody said something to me after the last time, but Teff played pretty well on Saturday, so might take him a while to get some rust off, though.
Got to find the groove here as Teff goes out of the gun. This time throws left. Ian Wilson on the reception. All over it, though, is Kayshawn Robinson, as he will bring Wilson down for a loss of about 2 after the completion.
Good pass there by Teff. Just a little bit of a stay pass, but Westinghouse really having none of it. So no gain on the play, actually a loss of a yard on the play. Brings up 3rd down, 11. Well, we need something to go right here, Silk.
Yeah, so far, despite some early penalties by Westinghouse, it has been all Bulldogs. And now Butler will go with the 5-wide set. 3rd down and 11. They have it at their own 34. Teff out of the gun. Westinghouse sends 4. Teff pocket looking, check down, and deflected at the line. Stepping in front of that and getting a hand on it was Michael Richardson, and so with that, a 4th down upcoming.
Unfortunately, he had David going across the middle. I think he could have hit him and possibly picked up the 1st down, just kind of batted down. But, trying to take a positive out of that series, Alec Teff back on the field after the first game. Hadn't seen any varsity action since we played Shaler. Getting him out there, and that's 3 more plays than he had last week. So just kind of getting back into the groove. I'd like to see Alec, what he can do in the next series.
Yeah, 3 straight passes there, too, by Butler.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It's an errant snap. It is back to the 1. Bagetta will throw it, and I think it's a grounding penalty.
It is a grounding penalty.
Which I think will be a safety.
Yeah.
Because it happened in the end zone.
Yeah. Well, you kind of tell your punter at that point, just kick it out of the end zone, because the last thing you want to do is get sacked back there or possibly fumble the football and give up a touchdown. But we'll see what the call is here.
It was a safety. And so Butler will now have to have the free punt.
So nothing has really went in the direction of the Golden Tornado thus far.
It's been in creative ways as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a bit of an avalanche just from really since after the first drive. Butler finds itself with 2:34 still left in the first quarter, down 24-0.
So Westinghouse will get the football here. As we'll take a 30-second timeout. 2:34 to go in the first. Butler trails Westinghouse 24-0. You're listening to Butler Football on WBUT 1050 and 97.3 FM. So Butler will have the option, I believe, of the kick or the punt here, and it looks like Christian Mortimer has brought the kicking tee out, so he will be doing that.
And you know what, so during the break there, just looking down on the sidelines, Butler has a lot of guys dressed in street clothes. Just we saw Landon Hill down there as a defensive end, and he stands out. He's that long hair. Kind of where my eyes went, but he's been a big part of their defense, and he's injured. See Troy Harrington down there is injured, so Butler really battling some injuries here tonight.
So Mortimer now with the run-up. End over end it goes, and will be fielded at the 25. Here on the return, and stretching it out to the right side is Westinghouse. They take it to the 50, to the 45, 40, and pushed out of bounds. And a flag coming in late.
There's a flag, but boy, I tell you what, number 15 for Westinghouse, Michael Richardson, the stock block he's laying out there on somebody is just impressive.
So we'll see what the laundry is all about. That was Jordan Reed on the return, by the way, for Westinghouse. I mean, this is a team that was rated number 3 in the state in their 2A classification, and they have their eyes on returning to a PIAA
absolutely.
championship.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
and it was, I think, an illegal block in the back.
yeah, it could have been.
Now they're going to go with a hold. So against a hold against Westinghouse, so that will return the football to the 40-yard line, and that's where the Bulldogs will set up shop in Golden Tornado territory. 2:24 to go on the clock here in the first. It's been all Westinghouse here early on. And now Khalil Green and this Bulldogs offense ready to roll. White jerseys, royal blue pants, and the yellow helmet for Westinghouse. And they go to Ty Abrams on the handoff, and he will continue to try to turn his legs and take that to the 36-yard line for a pickup of 4.
And they're just moving the pile kind of. Terrell Holderman comes in from the backside to get in on the play. But once again, just kind of winning the battle up front.
They do the check with me on the sidelines on the 2nd down and 6 now. Handoff middle. Abrams once again. Actually, check that. Make it Kyshawn Robinson, and he is brought down after a minimal gain. Maybe got 2, if not 3 on the play.
Well, I tell you what, though, he must be very, very strong because Nero hits him right off the bat on the line of scrimmage. He's able to get him for a couple of yards. So must be just a very, very strong with his legs.
Yeah, only a sophomore, but this is somebody that has been getting a lot of eyeballs
yeah,
in terms of college recruits. Now they'll fake it. Screen play, right side, and Landon Lacey doing a nice job bringing down the receiver for Westinghouse, and actually a loss of 1.
Boy, just a little flare play outside. Really played very, very well by Lacey.
So it takes it back to the 34. Yeah, it's a loss of 1 and a 4th down upcoming.
Ball sits on the right hash.
So here we go. Butler trailing 24-0, but a 4th down and 4. Green, handoff, Robinson, the ball carrier, and he is not going to get it. The Golden Tornado get that stop on a 4th down.
Yeah, that's a big play. Very suspect, though, on what the Bulldogs do. I think they're trying to run the counter trap back this way. They pull both guard and tackle, and that's right where the football goes, right into the arms of the waiting Golden Tornado. Nonetheless, big play for us, getting a stop for the first time in this football game.
Yeah, Butler needed something to go their way, and they get it on a 4th down stop, and so now a 1st down and 10 for the Golden Tornado with 40 seconds to go here in the first quarter, and this drive will begin at their own 33.
And Teff trots back out there at quarterback for the Golden Tornado.
4 wide receiver set for Butler. Motion man is Graff. Teff rolling out to his right, looking, throws, flat, and nearly intercepted. Actually hit right off the chest of Michael Richardson. They were intending to try to find Graff in the flats. Brings up a 2nd down and 10.
Just kind of threw it behind him a little bit. You got to lead him a little bit more, but, and that's a situation there when you don't play for several weeks, that timing is just a little bit off.
When you look at Teff at that quarterback position, the frame, the arm strength, it's all there. And I think, as we were talking about, just trying to get those Friday night jitters and the rust shaken off.
I mean, these lights can be very, very bright.
So 2nd down and 10 now. Graff once again the motion man. Teff will roll out right, looking to throw. Fires. Nice pass caught by Ian Wilson as they'll pick up the 1st down and get out to the 45.
Yeah, nice play there, and that's what Teff's capable of. Throws very well on the run, and I think with Alec, the key's going to be you just have to get him those reps. They got to get him hit a couple times. They got to get him thrown a couple times. The more reps he gets, the better he's going to be, and he's only a junior.
Heard somebody describe it one time, from the basketball side, but just seeing it go through the hoop once. Just trying to get that confidence and get rolling on a Friday night. A really nice pitch and catch there between Teff and Wilson for a pickup of 13. Catafano now the motion man.
And he hits the jet motion. The ball goes right off Catafano. The timing is off. Catafano luckily covers it, but it will be for a big loss.
It'll be a loss of 13, so everything that they gained on the passing play will now be knocked back after the missed time snap. So with that, we've hit the end of the first quarter. It is 24-0. Westinghouse in front, and a long 2nd down upcoming for Butler. We'll be back after this 60-second timeout. You're listening to Butler Football on WBUT 1050 and 97.3 FM. These two, Cooper. $24-0. That is the score. Westinghouse in front of the Butler Golden Tornado. Tyler Friel with you alongside Chris Morrow. After the fumble on the play, Butler looking at a 2nd down and 23 as they have it at their own 33. Graff, the motion man. Teff will roll out right. Looking, facing some pressure, fires, pass is caught. That is Graff on the reception. He is out to the 44-yard line, a pickup of about 9.
And that's been a very consistent play for the Golden Tornado offense this year. Just that rollout. They hit David kind of short. They've hit him closer to the sidelines. There's also a deep man on that route. That's been something they've been very comfortable running, really, with all their quarterbacks, and they probably have hit it with everyone this year.
So now a 3rd down and 12. It was a pickup of 11. I apologize.
No, I'm glad you said you were sorry.
Well, you know, apologies are important. Teff out of the gun. He's going to roll to the left side now. Looking, throws, wants the deep ball on the sideline and incomplete. Was targeting David Graff, but facing a lot of pressure, and that brings up a 4th down and 11.
Yeah, pretty well covered there. Kind of put it in a place where if it wasn't going to be caught by one of his Tornado receivers, it wasn't going to be intercepted either there, but he was under some serious pressure. So the Golden Tornado will trot out the punt team once again.
And it looks like Braylon Littlejohn will be doing the punting duties.
And this is the first action we've seen from Braylon here tonight.
Back to return for Westinghouse. That is Kayshawn Hawkins. Clock stops at 11:17 here in the second. Wilson with the snap, finds Littlejohn. Braylon gets it off just in time.
Well, I tell you what, they're getting some pressure in there. Got to shore that up.
Takes a Butler bounce and will roll to the 23. And that's where Westinghouse will set up shop. So Golden Tornado offense showing a little bit of life there with the passing game and Alec Teff.
Yeah.
Hoping to string together a drive. That's their next step, but they're going to need a stop here early in the second.
Yeah, you got a lot of guys that are playing out there that haven't really played, haven't taken a lot of reps. Boy, it's tough to just find that rhythm, find that timing. So the Tornado defense really came up with a couple of decent plays to force a punt to get a stop. So we'll see if they can continue to do that. 11:06.
See if we can cook up a turnover here, Chris.
Well, I'd like to bake one up for sure.
1st down and 10. Khalil Green out of the gun, a sidecar left.
Tornado bring pressure.
Bates, the ball carrier, brought down in the backfield. Initially making that first contact for the Golden Tornado was Ethan DeLess. Gain of about 1 on the play.
Yeah, Keegan Bracken also in there. They dial up the pressure, and a lot of times you get that pressure, you just get it right exactly where it needs to be. Nice play. Only a gain of 1 on the play. 2nd down, 9.
Up back in Diop Jones. Sidecar right remains in Bates. Green out of the gun. They'll go back to Bates' left side this time, and he'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Once again, Bracken into less. Also, it's just a lead play that Westinghouse is running. It's basically man-on-man blocking up front. They're trying to get a lead running back going through there, and Golden Tornado there once again. Ethan DeLess making a nice play.
It looked like Bates was able to do enough to actually take that out to the 36.
I'm a little surprised at that.
And knows the football gets there. It's a 3rd and long 7, though, as they need to get to the 33-yard line. Feels like a passing down here for the Bulldogs. Clock winding to 10 minutes. Butler trailing 24-0. Looking for a stop, though, here on 3rd down.
I'd watch a hitch route out here at slant.
Green out of the gun. Sidecar left. Back to pass. Pressure. It's a screen, and Butler's all over it.
Yeah, well defended. Very well defended. Leland Anderson right there on the middle screen. If you recall, last week Seneca was able to take a middle screen.
Yep.
I can't remember if they scored on it or if they took it for big yardage, but Butler, well coached this week in defense of the middle screen right there to bring up another stop for the Golden Tornado. We get this offense into them a little bit. You can kind of make this a football game.
So they're looking to the sidelines, Westinghouse is, as this will be the first time they've punted tonight, and they appear to have some personnel issues here. Play clock at 10. Well, actually, they were missing the punter himself, Michael Richardson. Now getting in there, the big fella. Gets a quick snap off. It's a good one. And a nice punt by Richardson. Will go over the head of Simcoe and take a really generous Westinghouse bounce.
And we had our problems last week on the punt return, and they kind of continue here.
Go the whole way to the 16-yard line.
So as the teams are changing field, I want to take a minute to congratulate the homecoming prince and princess. Evan Rensel, number 25, junior for the Golden Tornado, was the prince, and Lily Vicari was the princess. So congratulations to them and their families. Evan's a great kid, plays on the football team. You'll see him in the front row of the band at halftime as well. One of my favorite kids.
Multi-talented. So with 9:34 to go here in the second, Butler looking to put together a drive. A couple nice completions by Alec Teff on the last possession. Well, Butler just needs to string a couple of those plays together. They'll go with the 4 wide receiver set and a sidecar right. 4-man front for the visiting Bulldogs. The motion man is David Graff. Coming from the far left, skirts across the offensive line. Teff will roll, short side of the field. Looking, pump fakes, throws, and high of his target, and Braylon Littlejohn was well covered by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and that's a tough play into the boundary, and not so much for a quarterback into the boundary, but the receivers. You're kind of bringing a lot of people over towards that boundary. There's not a lot of room there to run that play, and you got to be careful because these Westinghouse Bulldogs are good athletes, so you got to make sure you have somebody open before you throw it down there.
And you can see Eric Christie and Jason Butler trying to get Teff on those rollout throws, trying to get him comfortable. Well. And we've seen him throw well there, but can present its challenges at times as well. Second down and 10 now upcoming with the ball at the 16. Teff will throw and incomplete. Appeared to be some miscommunication between him and Mark Clems.
Yeah, Clems was open in the middle of the field, but there was pressure. Number 15, Michael Richardson. Gee, seems like we're saying his name quite a bit. Was pressuring Teff pretty hard there, so he had to get rid of the football. So this brings up a 3rd and 10 here. And it's just a situation that you really don't want to find yourself in if you're Butler.
Yeah.
You know, just being behind the sticks a little bit.
And you're also looking, too, at a situation where the clock is stopping a lot.
Right.
Extending the game. But, I mean, you're chasing 24, so you're looking to go to the air to get that back. Teff out of the gun. He's rolling left this time. Will throw into the flats. Finds David Graff. Graff makes the first man miss. Gets it out to the 25. He's going to be awfully close to the marker.
Yeah, he will be close. I actually think
he may have got it.
He may have. Yeah.
They may give it to him.
Yeah, I think they're going to.
Come on, move the chains there. There we go.
Help us out. There we go.
It's a nice catch by Graff. Had to make one man miss. He did, and Butler picks up the first down.
Yeah, nice job there. You know, David, again, the senior, just has played so consistently really all year. You know, and David is somebody I have no doubt that probably stood up Saturday and had something to say.
Yeah.
You know, he's a good leader. You know, and he wants to turn this around more than anybody. So he's playing very hard out here tonight.
4 wide receivers, Lacey Littlejohn to the top of the field. You have Graff and Wilson to the bottom. Sidecar right and Mark Clems. Clock stops at 9:15. Teff, 3-step drop, comeback route, and in and out of the hands of Emilio Valentin. They were looking for Graff underneath.
Yeah, just again, that timing's just a little bit off. And Alec throws such a nice ball. Just really, you can just tell it's just slightly out of sync.
Yeah.
Just very, very slightly out of sync.
Like I said, if you're sitting here and you're watching him and you see him in warm-ups, you know, it's there. The arm's there. The strength is there.
Yeah, it's just a timing thing.
And when you haven't played football for 5 weeks, that can be a problem.
It's tough, especially when somebody's in your face.
So 9-10, clock stops, second down and 10. Teff gun, now pressured underneath. Oh, it was tipped and caught by Clems. He's got it to the 40, to the 50, and they will be in Westinghouse territory.
Yeah, great job. Just like you drawing up the old tip drill on offense. Great job. But, you know, I said earlier in the broadcast, boy, I like Clems. He just, you know, I'm starting to feel him. He's, defensively, he's on special teams. He's making plays on offense. He's always around the football. Great job.
So a pick up a 27 on the play, and now a whistle. And a timeout taken by Westinghouse. We need to take a 30-second timeout as well. Butler gets its first splash play of the night, a first down and 10 upcoming. But we take a quick 30-second break as you're listening to Butler football on WBUT 1050 and 97.3 FM. A little tip drill action puts the ball at the 47 of Westinghouse. The Golden Tornado driving here. 8:52 to go in the second. They are chasing a big number, though, 24-0. Bulldogs in front. Teff operating out of the gun. Looking. Comeback route complete to Graff. Hit as he catches it. Although to the 44, it's a pickup of about 3.
Yeah, and I really like what they're starting to do with Teff here. And you kind of say to him, listen, you missed a couple balls early. Let's be smart here. We're going to keep throwing it.
Yep.
Yeah, we think you can do it. And with every throw, he's gaining a little bit of confidence.
Mm-hmm. And some of these good, just get him into a rhythm throws. Those comeback routes, rollout throws. And a second down and 7 now upcoming. Butler needs to get to the 37. Motion man is Califano. Left, looking, check down, tipped, and incomplete. Sincere Shannon on the coverage, bringing up a third down and 7.
Yeah, just that little rollout into the short side. Tough for Alec to do that, running left, throwing right. Tries to hit Catafano, so bring up a third down.
So we've seen now, Chris, here, this will be that was the 7th consecutive pass of the drive. Do you think about going to the run here? I mean, is Westinghouse thinking pass?
If you have a draw.
It's 3rd and 7. Westinghouse shows pressure. Here they come. Teff is flushed out left, looking, throws, and incomplete. Threw it out of bounds.
Boy, and I'll tell you what, when Richardson comes, he's fast.
Yeah.
I mean, he is bearing down. You're not going to get a lot of 3-step drop stuff here, especially when they know you have to pass. They brought him almost every time off the end. Boy, but I tell you, if you see that and you know that, boy, it's nice to slip somebody out there right in behind him, and somebody should be open. But you're going to have to do it quick, and he's got to get it over his head.
Eric Christie going to keep the offense on the field here on a 4th down and 7. 8:07 to go in the second. Butler down 24-0. Teff out of the gun in a 4 wide receiver set with a tight end right. Teff now with time, steps up in the pocket, throws. He wants the deep ball, and it is...
Oh, just knocked away at the last second.
Really good defense by Tymir O'Neal to get a hand on there. They had one-on-one over top, and he was able to get a hand and knock it away.
Yeah, just at the last second.
Well, I do like that call there from the offensive staff. Well, I like the deep ball, but you saw Terrell Holderman come in as that tight end off the right side. Feeling a little bit of pressure there. You want to give your quarterback a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Have an extra blocker and to have him be able to step up into that throw.
And we really haven't done anything with the tight end to this point this year. So that's a little bit of a different look. And, and I think there's times if you play with the tight end, you can slip him out there in different positions and just pop it to him.
But a first down and 10 now for Westinghouse as the Butler drive stalls at the Westinghouse 44. So first down and 10 upcoming. And a timeout taken. We will take a 30-second timeout as well. 7:59 to go in this half. Westinghouse leads 24-0. You're listening to Butler football on WBUT 1050 and 97.3 FM. Just this one. Nothing. That's the score. Golden Tornado trailing Westinghouse. Tyler Friel, Chris Morrow inside the broadcast booth with you. So Butler defensively, Chris, in the last two possessions, getting some stops, showing a little bit of aggression. Kind of nice to see.
Yeah, they are. They've mixed up the blitz a little bit. They've been able to make some nice plays. So we're going to have to do it again here. And I feel like we're close on offense. I do. I feel like we're progressing in this game. But we got to get another stop here from our defense. They gave him a little bit of a break here the last couple times.
Khalil Green out of the gun. And handoff, Abrams middle, and a tackle. Not, though, after a gain of about 5 as he takes it to the 49. So second down and about 5. First down marker sits at the Butler 46. Again, another gorgeous night.
Boy, it is nice.
For high school football. Green, handoff middle. Abrams trying to go right side this time. Butler there to stop it after a modest gain. He gets about 2, bringing up a third down.
Yeah, nice job. Stone's back inside playing tackle. Stone's a big guy. He's not real tall. Stone probably weighs here. I'm trying to get a weight on him here. 265. Big job in there. Clogs it up. Nice job. He clogs it up, and then the linebackers come over top to make the play.
So third down now. Green out of the gun. He'll take it. Actually, no, it's a direct snap, and Butler is all over it. Nicely done by the Golden Tornado. The direct snap was to Kashawn Hawkins, and Butler actually brought it down for a 2-yard loss to the 49.
Yeah, Bo Burchett in there, really seeing some of his first varsity action here. Played excellent football Saturday in the JV game. Comes up with a nice play. Once again, Stone Spack out there making some trouble. So what they try and do is they try and get almost like a double ISO. They're running both guys up to the left-hand side, and it just doesn't have time to develop.
Well, one of the things that you wanted to see from this Butler team after the rough start, could you respond? Could you get out there and get a few stops defensively?
And
We've
they've
seen
done
that
it, yeah,
now.
3 times in a row.
Oh! And they are able to get it off just in time.
Man, you got to go to the launch point.
It was Catafano.
Catafano, you got to dive. You know, when you're teaching kids to do that, you teach them to go to the launch point. Find the punter, find a few yards in front of them. That's why, you know, that rugby-style kick doesn't offer that. But if you're a straight punter that just takes his 2-step and goes, well, I tell you what, if he goes at the launch point and dives, I think he has a crack at blocking that.
So it'll be at the 32-yard line of the Golden Tornado as they return. 6:13 left here in the first half. The game has slowed down a bit after the fast start.
Yeah, 3 consecutive
Bulldogs.
stops by the Golden Tornado defense.
They need to get some points on the board here, trying to break that goose egg, which has now been up there for a game and a quarter. A pistol formation this time for Butler. Up back off the left side.
Tap the quarterback.
First down and 10. Handoff middle. And up the gut. Golden Tornado will work their way out to the 32-yard line. It was David Graff, the ball carrier.
Yeah, David Graff, play that we worked earlier on in the game, just really tough sledding inside against this Westinghouse defense.
It really hasn't been much there offered all night, but they got some big fellows up front, some athletes too.
And I got to tell you right now, Silk, is probably a point in the game I try and run some wing T. Only because they haven't seen it. You're going to put them into a bad spot. If nothing else, maybe even call a timeout. But, you know, I think it's something we can do just as a change of pace.
They'll go 5 wide here on a 2nd down and 9 after the 1-yard pickup by Graff. Teff in the pocket. Rolling right. Flag does come in. 2 flags come in. Pass is caught at the 45. So right now it's a gain of 12, but...
Yeah, probably in the area of holding.
And there was one that came in on the left side of the line and one that came in on the right side of the line.
Who caught the pass? I did not catch it.
I believe it was Wilson on the reception.
I was watching David drag across the middle of the field, just kind of weaving in and outside of those linebackers.
So it is a hold against Butler. That penalty is declined. It is a hold against Butler. That penalty will be accepted. I don't know what the difference between the two is, but
well, you know, it's a spot.
Is it a spot foul? So it looked like the one was thrown in around the 28. So there you go.
You find out where they're at. What's going to take them back further? It's a pretty easy call by Westinghouse coach.
23 is where they move it back to. So ultimately, it works out to be about a loss of 10 on the play. Bringing up a 2nd down and 20 now. This ball sits at the 22. Butler needs to get to the 42.
Empty backfield.
Teff looking left, underneath, pass is caught. On the reception is Zane Somerville, takes it up to the 26 for a pickup of 4.
And I think that's Zane's first action in the game tonight. Just kind of runs a slant route, picks up a few.
Well, 3rd and 13, or excuse me, 3rd down and 16.
Well, I tell you what, I would find Richardson and let him come and try and go right in and replace him.
So he's off the left side. Your slot man is David Graff on a 3 wide receiver set.
And we're empty. Which Richardson's going to have a straight shot into the backfield.
Looks like Westinghouse is showing pressure as well. They bring 6. Teff flushed out. Underneath they go. Graff, the intended target, thrown a bit behind him. O'Neal on the coverage. Pass falls incomplete.
Yeah, it's a rare drop by David in the middle of the field. Brings up a 4th and long situation. David would have been maybe close to the original line of scrimmage, you think?
Maybe, yeah, but O'Neal was all over him.
Boy,
so even
this
on the
offense
reception,
really just has struggled. And like I said, I think maybe, at some point, you maybe want to consider some wing T just to mix it up a little bit. Braylon back out to punt. And there has been pressure on the punter.
Jordan Reed to return his heels at the 37. Rugby style for Braylon. Gets off a nice punt. That will land at the 40, take a Butler bounce, and roll out of bounds right around the 33-yard line. 4:24 to go in the second. We will take a 30-second timeout. Butler football right here on WBUT 1050 and 97.3 FM. On the 1st down and 10, it is a handoff left side to, that was Lamont Bates on the carry. Gain of about 1, bringing up a 2nd down and 9.
Well defended once again by the Golden Tornado defense. Really kind of tightening up. Other than the first quarter, this second quarter, they have played pretty good defense.
So 2nd down and 9 now. 3 wide receiver set. Pitch play, and they'll string it out to the right side. That's Bates. Bates cuts up field. And we brought down by Holderman at around the 42-yard line. So pickup of about 8 on the play brings up a 3rd down and a long 1, short 2.
Interestingly enough, I really thought that Westinghouse would really challenge the outside of the Butler defense. I don't really feel like they have at this point. I mean, they've done a lot of inside run, trying to do a lot of ISOs, some counters. They really haven't challenged that outside very much.
So here comes a 3rd down, clock winding, 3:15 left here in the first half, a 24-0 lead for Westinghouse. Ball sits at their own 42. Handoff, Bates once again up the middle. Flag comes in at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's that pistol eye formation. They've run that ISO out of that. We'll see what this is. I have a feeling it might be a hold.
It feels like it's in that area. They did pick up the 1st down on the play. And it indeed is a holding penalty.
Yes,
so
and that'll back them up. So
about 10 yards from the line, which will bring up about a 3rd down now and 11, 12 yards.
So the last time they were put in a 3rd and long situation, they tried to run that middle screen. Butler played it very, very well. They've run some slant routes. If you're on the sidelines here, you're saying, listen, screen, watch the slant, watch a quarterback draw, watch a hitch route. They set up trips to the left.
So they pushed it back to the 31. So it'll be a 3rd down and about 13. This is Green out of the gun.
Boy, they have a lot of movement out there by a receiver.
Holderman shows pressure, and Green will
and
be
they bring him down.
There was also a line at a flag at the line of scrimmage.
I'm going to call that a sack. Right, probably close to the line of scrimmage.
Well, you know what? Let's have at it.
Let's call it. Even the message board
even the guy in the
sack.
scoreboard said it was a sack. But let's see what this flag is all about. I think it's going to be a procedural penalty.
I saw the number 3 receiver in the trips was bouncing around quite a bit. Yeah, and that's who they're going to get. He just was never set.
So the sack on the play will, I would imagine, most likely send out the punting unit here for Westinghouse. So 2:48.
Again, another nice defensive stand by the Golden Tornado. And they're playing with some young guys in there. I mean, Stone Spack, the Les, a lot of sophomores. Well done.
I love the name Stone Spack.
I do too.
That's a football
I'm not
name.
near cool enough to have a name like that. Stone Morrow.
That'll be the new nickname.
Yeah, I'd have probably drowned.
Richardson back to punt. Time to get it off. This one, though, not a good one. A high one that will, of course, take a Westinghouse bounce and will roll from what was the Westinghouse 48 the whole way to the Butler 40-yard line. So a generous 12-yard roll. But Golden Tornado will have it at the 40, trying to get something going on offense. We've seen glimpses, but they haven't been able to string it together. They need something here before the end of the half.
Well, that's 4 consecutive series, I believe, if my count is correct, that the Tornado defense have come up with a stop. And it's worth saying that they're coming up with stops. They're down 24-0. So nobody's packing it in. And they got a lot of young kids on the field, and I like that a whole bunch because I see a lot of character out there right now with that defense.
Yeah, you go back to that the first stop out of the 4 was, remember, a turnover on downs inside the 10-yard line. Teff now facing pressure, but a whistle coming in.
Going to be a procedure. That's going to back them up 5 and give them first. Yeah, procedure against Butler, give them first and 15. But, we're sticking with that spread.
So, Chris, we're seeing that defensive unit continue to push up. So we're seeing those linebackers crawl in, and we're seeing a lot of heavy pressure. If you're working out of the gun, what can you have in your arsenal to try to beat that quickly?
Well, the first thing I always try and do to beat that is I like to change my count up. Because you get a couple penalties, you get kids kind of thinking they're backed off. Richardson here just is lined up, and he just comes almost every play.
They're going to sidecar Somerville to the left, which is Richardson's side. Motion man is Lacey. Teff out of the gun, rolls left. They have Lacey in the flats. He does scoop in a pass that will maybe net a gain of about 1 on the play up to the 36.
It's something you can do when he's coming that hard. As I said, you can replace him. Throw a slant right there. That's what I'd like to see maybe to Braylon. Just go a slant right into that area. And the tough thing, too, when you're in offense like this, not just the Tornado, but everybody, is you have a tough time running any play action to draw anybody inside. And so everybody right here is playing pure pass.
Clock winds to 150. Second down and 14. Teff underneath and a crossing pattern and a flag I thought maybe we would get. I think Graff tried to sell it there. Did take a bit of a shot after the incompletion.
Yeah, I think he went down a little harder there, but trying to hit some crossing routes. But again, like I said, when you just line up in that set, as a defense, you say to your guys, listen, we're either going to play straight coverage or I'm going to send some people and we're going to play straight coverage. So there's not a whole lot. You're not really putting the defense in any sort of bind. Again, we're 5 receivers in this set, empty backfield.
Third down and 14. Clock stops at 145. 4-man front for the Bulldogs. Teff out of the gun. Now he steps up, throws, and incomplete.
I'm guessing maybe intended for Somerville.
And so that's Somerville and Graff on a mesh route underneath, but incomplete.
Just so tough to get something going here. And I really felt like there was a while, Silk, that we were starting to kind of mesh a little bit and pick up some positive yardage. And really the last couple series, I just haven't felt it.
And Butler with a 3 and out here as Littlejohn in the punting unit will come out. Again, 1:40 on the clock in the second. 24-0 the score. Westinghouse in front, but it's a second half that really has just been punt. A couple of turnover on downs thrown into the mix as well.
You said that really well.
They teach you that in alliteration class.
They do.
And we have a flag come in on the far side of the field.
Going to be a procedure that goes against the Tornado. Somebody likely was not set. But, we did talk last week a little bit at Seneca, with Braylon Littlejohn back there punting. Really the only times he's touched the ball that I can think of here in the first half. So, he was such an explosive part of our offense there for a few weeks. And I know that was at quarterback, but I'd still like to see him get the bonus hand some.
Well, Littlejohn will get it here on the punt after the 5-yard penalty. Ian Wilson, the long snapper. This one's clean, and the punt is blocked. Richardson got through this time.
Yeah, and he's been pushing it. Wow, we just haven't adjusted to it.
So it rolls out at the 25, and Westinghouse, again, working with a 24-0 lead, but had kind of stalled things out. This gives them a bit of momentum.
Well, and, we had said that it has been close. I felt like he's been getting some pressure. And then when that's the case, you got to kind of change up what they're doing. I know there's a lot of teams have 2 or 3 different punt formations. I've seen Butler do that one periodically. I wouldn't even say periodically. I'd say most of the time with the rugby-style kicker in both Baguetta and Littlejohn. So we'll see if the Tornado can pull another rabbit out of their hat and get a stop here.
1:33 Westinghouse with 1 timeout. Green will be the ball carrier right out of the gate. He goes right up the gut and maybe gets 2 yards to the 23. But again, with that 1 timeout, Chris, they're going to be pushing here because I don't think they have a kicking unit.
No, I don't think they do either. And, boy, Butler really has played that ISO here well. And, the last several series, doing a really nice job of playing it. DeLess is another sophomore that I've been very impressed with.
So 2nd down and 8 now. 3 wide receivers set. Handoff. This is Bates. Bates up the middle. Nero will swing him to the ground. Shy of the 1st down marker, but does get awfully close to the 22.
And they have not ran that play in several series. That's the counter trap. They're pulling both guys. Nero's able to make the play, but it's a play they haven't run in the last couple of series, and they came back to it.
I'll issue another apology. That's to the 17, not the 22. So 3rd down and 2, but the clock now at 40 seconds here. Westinghouse could get a 1st down and stop the clock. They also have a timeout. Gun. Green looking, pressure, escapes left. Now
and they got him. Terrell Holderman once again on a big play.
And I don't think Westinghouse is going to take the timeout.
I don't think they are.
They may be contentious to take this 24-0 lead into the half.
Boy, I really thought, Silk, they would have handled that differently. But I'll tell you what, Butler's really starting to get their number defensively.
Yeah, they've been in the backfield. They've been able to limit big-time plays.
Yeah, I got to tip my hat to Bill Elliott because he has his kids believing right now that they can stop this team, and they're doing it.
And they will. They'll let this clock just wind to the half. So Butler gets the stop after the block punt and takes a 24-0 deficit. But some encouraging second half before second quarter performance.
Yeah, very, very, very impressive Butler defense, really, especially, fighting out with your backs to the wall, coming out and really, really putting on a nice performance in the second quarter. Now we got to go in offensively. We got to change some things up.
We'll talk about it at the half. Again, 24-0 the score. Butler trailing Westinghouse. You're listening to Golden Tornado Football on WBUT 1050 and 97.3 FM.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Butler Golden Tornado Marching Band. Performance with Caravan, and will now feature our Sequinet flag team led by Captains Allison Gallagher and Elaine Green performing Walking on Sunshine. Dance team led by Captains Lauren Burkbigler and Charlotte Dickey performing Bend Me, Shape Me. the leadership of drum majors Drake Burke, Jonah Meckling, and James Thomas, the band will now close their performance with River Dance. This has been Jason Kennedy, tonight's voice of the Golden Tornado Marching Band. Thank you for your kind attention of tonight's performance and your continued support for your Golden Tornado Marching Band.
Okay, Cooper, we'll come back after this. Welcome you back to the broadcast booth on WBUT 1050, 97.3 FM. Tyler Frio alongside Chris Morrow. It's 24-0 here at the half. Westinghouse in front of the Butler Golden Tornado. So you said, as you go in there, you're feeling pretty good as a coach about what your defense is doing. You obviously need to get a stop here coming out as Westinghouse is going to start the second half with the football. But it's really, Chris, offensively where the Butler's got to try to get something going here.
Yeah, well, I never really felt real good as a coach. That's probably why I'm up here with you. But that being said, I would be happy with the defensive performance in the second quarter. I thought that they played very, very well. But I would spend a lot of time offensively, and you never want to really draw up anything new, but I think this is an instant where, listen, we have to do a couple different things. What we have done has not worked.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of 5 wide. We've done a lot of spread with a little bit of jet out of it, a little bit of trap and things like that, and it really has not worked. We've had a couple plays. We've made a couple of nice plays, that being said, but I think you really need to completely change gears here and get into something different. And I've told you that many times on and off the air, that some of the greatest coaches that I ever went against would come out in the second half and they'd have completely different game plan, something totally different, and really would put you in a bad spot. Before you knew it, you had given up 7 points, maybe 14. So I think that's what Butler needs to concentrate here on the second half. Those are the adjustments I think they should have made.
So defensively, if you're Bill Elliott, we've seen Westinghouse just kind of stay in this pistol I formation look, as you've been describing it as. Do you think there's a chance? I mean, as Westinghouse is looking at this too, they've had just 2 offensive touchdowns tonight. One coming on a big play up the gut, and then outside of that, they really haven't had much things going here on offense. Do you expect any changes from them offensively?
Well, I would expect that their coaching staff is probably very frustrated with them, and they're telling them that they haven't played very well, even though they're up. I would look for them to go and continue to do the same stuff, but they're going to adjust as well. I said earlier at some point in the second quarter, I felt that they have not tested the outside of the Golden Tornado defense, trying to get the perimeter. The one time they did, I think they picked up a first down, they did a toss. So I look for them maybe to do a little bit more on the perimeter. Butler got beat last week on a pitch pass. I think that I wouldn't be surprised if you see Westinghouse sprinkle in a little bit something creative like that to try and get some more points on the board. I mean, because being up 24, if you can come out and get a couple quick scores and put it in the mercy rule, because by no means I feel like if you're Westinghouse is the game put away yet.
No.
So I look for them to maybe test the perimeter a little bit and maybe to throw it deep a little bit too.
One thing too, I mean, when you're talking about 24, this is that math that I learned. 3-score game.
Yeah, it's a 3-score game, and Butler has showed. I'm sure as a coach, they're in there and they're saying, Westinghouse that is, saying, you thought these guys were just going to lay down?
Yeah.
After you put up those points, and they haven't laid down. So we'll see what happens here. I mean, we need great coaches make great adjustments. We say it all the time.
We'll get you ready for the second half. This has been our Cunningham-Shaner halftime show, now scheduling fall maintenance because it's going to get a little cold here coming up next week.
It is, yeah. Little fall-like conditions, I think, maybe even a dip down into the 30s.
That's right, yeah. So you want to make sure that heating, so you don't worry about the air conditioning system now. Just make sure that heating system is running up. So give our friends at Cunningham-Shaner a call. 24-0, that's the score. Westinghouse in front of the Butler Golden Tornado. Second half action is coming up your way next. You are listening to Butler Football on WBUT 1050 and 97.3 FM. So take these 4, and then Cooper, if you could take the Independence Health System spot as well. We'll cut into the third.
Ladies and gentlemen, our man Tyler Frio with WBUT is going to be throwing T-shirts out of the press box. Heads up behind you, incoming T-shirt.
Right down, right in the ground. Yes, the great hands. One more.
What's that?
Yeah, we'll come back after this, Coop. Back here at the half, Tyler Friel with you alongside Chris Mars. We get you ready for the second half. 24-0, Westinghouse leads the Butler Golden Tornado. And we just had our first ever inaugural T-shirt toss out of the press box,
great.
Chris.
Great. I threw one to my very dear friend, Brian Sloboda, former Butler Tornado linebacker. Unfortunately, it's
a small.
It'll be a little small for him, yeah, probably. Yeah.
The old Ed Hockley going with the
But I'll tell you
medium.
this, he will wear it. It'll be on Monday, I'm sure.
And also, I'd like to thank a sponsor of our Butler High School football broadcast, Firehouse Subs. Once again, Bill Fry and his crew donating some meals for us up here in the press box. We always appreciate that. So make sure anytime that you have catering needs that you contact Firehouse Subs as well. And I've got my fireman's hat here.
Yes,
break it out just in case of emergency.
You know what? If there's anything that could elevate you past a 10, that puts you from a 10 to 11, that hat.
So again, the Golden Tornado chasing a 3-score deficit here, 24-0. Westinghouse will get the football coming out of the gate. And, one thing, Chris, as we mentioned, too, for the Golden Tornado, it was a very pass-heavy attack there. Again, you're chasing 3 possessions, so I understand that. But, they kind of went away from the run toward the tail end of the first half.
Yeah, they did. And I think, part of the strategy there, of course, they went with Lacey to start the game, which, obviously he hasn't thrown a ton of balls. He threw a couple balls, and then I think you wanted to come in and throw the ball a little bit with Alec Tepp just to get some of the rust knocked off. Hasn't played in a varsity football game for 6 weeks, and and then all of a sudden you find yourself in a situation you have to throw the football. But you know what? I don't feel like at this point, if you can get a stop here, I have no problem, trying to establish the run a little bit here. And if you can establish the run a little bit, you may have something here. So,
when it comes to a balanced offense, all right, because you hear this philosophy of 50% run, 50% pass. Do you think that's a requirement, or do you think it's more of spreading it around? I heard Mike Leach talk about, the 50-50 type thing is kind of a myth, and that it's more getting a lot of different people involved is the best way to have a balanced offense.
Well, and I think very much it's a feel. I think if you have a quarterback that's hot and he's throwing the football and you're able to move the ball around, I think that's great. I think if you have a line that's controlling the line of scrimmage and you can run the football, it's great. I think what's important early on in the football game that you have that diverse approach where you kind of take a look and see what you're getting, both run and pass. And let's not forget, if you're running the football well, it's going to open up play action. So I think it's a feel thing. Sometimes I've been in games where you want to run the football or you want to pass the football, and what you're getting defensively is dictating what you're going to get. So I think it's a little bit of a myth.
How challenging is it to be a play caller? Because we sit on the sidelines, we bash on all. It's probably between the third base coach and the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
It's the 2 most bashed positions in all of coaching. How do you effectively call plays?
Well, it's very, very difficult. I think what you need to do, coaching is teaching. And, they always talked about, the greatest coaches, Vince Lombardi. There was a guy, the coach of Redskins, George Allen, was one of my favorite coaches, that they were teachers. And they would teach. If you teach your kids to do things so that they're not affected when you add things to it. And you have all these plays. I think sometimes coaches that let their playbook shrink, where you think, I'm going to do this because this is what we do all the time. I think that's where you can really back yourself into a corner as a coach. But if your kids are taught well, and any player's really taught well, and you have this big bag of tricks, so to speak, or this big playbook, I think that lends itself to calling plays. But when you back yourself into a corner like that, I think it can be very, very difficult, especially when you're playing from behind.
Yeah.
I think it's very difficult, and when you're a little bit overmanned, I think it's very, very difficult to call plays.
The Christian Mortimer doing the kicking duties for the Golden Tornado, the run up here, and a 24-0 deficit as we get the second half started. Mortimer with a line drive kick that will be scooped up after being bobbled briefly at the 15. A little bit of a head of speed now for Westinghouse. They get down the sideline to the 45, strings it out to the 46-yard line. That was Jordan Reed on the return, and it will be a first down and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 46.
Zane Somerville coming up with the tackle, senior. So nice field position. The Bulldogs will start, and I feel like we've had a lot.
So coming out in that formation is Khalil Green, sidecar left and an up back, and Diop Jones over the left guard. First down and 10, Westinghouse moving left to right on your radio dial. Tonight's broadcast also can be seen on Armstrong, Channel 204, courtesy of our friends at Butler Tornado Television. Ty Abrams bouncing it to the outside. He picks up the first down to the 40, stiff arms a defender, and then gets brought out of bounds around the 35-yard line. A big pickup on first down.
Well, and it looked like initially they wanted to come back this way. That's where the lead back went. And what they have there is they just basically have an offset eye with a pistol. It's the old I formation that was behind the quarterback. They moved it over and let the quarterback take the football as a pistol from the center. But I thought they were going to come back this way, but the fullback actually goes to the right, and the tailback ends up left for a big gain.
Pick up at 19 on first down, quickly into Butler territory. Pitch play right side to the outside. Abrams cuts upfield. Flag comes down behind the play. Picks up the first down. Nice hit by the Golden Tornadoes, Braylon Littlejohn. It's a pickup of 15, but hold your horses.
Hold your horses is right. So what they do, they test that perimeter. Corner does a great job of coming up. I think it was Simcoe, and just blows up the lead blocker, but he doesn't have a lot of help coming from the inside.
So they're going to call an illegal block in the back against Westinghouse.
And that's who it was. It was against, I believe, Simcoe. Came up and really sacrificed himself at the point of attack there. And when you do that, you've got to have your linebacker has to be right there, right now to make that play. That's a good call.
Is it a spot foul or is it from the line of scrimmage? Line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
they're going to take it back to the 45. Questions asked, questions answered.
There you go. That's what we do.
Clock will wind at 11:30 to go here in the third. 24-0 the lead, but a first down and 20 now upcoming for the Bulldogs.
Offset eye.
Abrams the sidecar left. And they'll go to Ty Abrams up the gut. Bounces off the first tackler, but brought down after a gain of about 3.
You know, it's just funny how the game has evolved a little bit. That's a play that they've been running for 100 years. It's just an ISO play, but the quarterback's in a different spot. That's the play they ran for the big gain that got him down there. Running back actually cut back to the right side of the field. So same play. Better result for the Tornado defense.
Butler saw a heavy dose of Lamont Bates. He checks back into the games as Abrams checks out. He's the sidecar right in a 3-wide receiver look on a second down and 17. Butler stacking the box. It's a play action. Green looks to throw. He passes caught underneath. They find Diop Jones, but he slips on the turf. He would have been brought down anyways. It's a pickup of 2 to the 40, bringing up a third down and 15.
Yeah, play action there. Tornado do a nice job not really biting on him. He's able to get the pass off. Landon Lacey comes up, runs the lane, makes a nice play as he slips down. So brings up a third and long situation here. We'll see if Billy Elliott dials up a little pressure if he wants to play coverage.
Could be 4-down territory for Donta Green in this Westinghouse offense.
Time to drop the hammer.
First down chain sits at the 25.
Tornado only rush 3. Play coverage.
A handoff, and it is Bates up the middle. Will be tripped up by Mark Clems from the linebacker position. Takes it to the 33-yard line. It's a pickup of 7. It brings up a fourth down and about 7.
Yeah, so a little bit more manageable here for the Bulldogs. This would be a huge stop coming out of the locker room for this defense.
Yeah, Butler needs this one here. They're going to keep the offense out on the field.
And Tornado once again elect to just have 3 down linemen.
Bates is the sidecar right. Clock at 9:40 here in the third.
They're bringing pressure off the end.
Green in the gun, steps up in the pocket. He wants the deep ball, has a man, but it is incomplete.
Wow. Boy, we got lucky there.
Tamir O'Neal beat his man on one, but it was slightly overthrown, and so the Golden Tornado get another turnover on downs.
Yeah, we dodged a bullet. We dodged a bullet there. We brought pressure, 3 down linemen. When we brought some pressure from the outside, he's able to step up in the pocket and get one off, and we're beat, but he overthrows the football, so we'll take a little lady luck on a night where we haven't had a lot.
Donta Green tried to go for the ball game there. Butler, like you said, catches the break. And now we'll take over with a first down and 10. They have it at their own 33-yard line. They move right to left on your radio dial.
Coming out in the same formation we saw at the end of the second quarter.
Clem's the tailback, and they will get a handoff. Actually, check that. Not Clem's. I believe that was Lacey, the ball carrier. Takes it to the 34-yard line, and that will be a pickup of 1.
I believe that was an inside trap. I didn't really check the blocking in there, but I think I saw that.
So second down and 9 now. Drive starter, though, that gets the clock rolling at the 9-minute mark. 4-man front for Westinghouse. They show some pressure off the left edge. Now they retreat. Motion man is Catafano. They will flip to him, trying to stretch it to the right side. Not a lot of room to go, and he will be swung down for a big-time loss. This will be the whole way back to the 23-yard line, or excuse me, the 28-yard line.
Well, it's the jet sweep, and it's just not there. I said that at one point, I don't know if I said at the end of the half or the beginning of the third quarter, Westinghouse was ready for that. So played very, very well, and running right into the strength, really, I feel, of that Westinghouse defense. Well, it's about an 8-yard loss.
Yeah, they're going to take it the whole way back to the 27. So this is now a third down and 16. Teff out of the gun. Behind him is Lacey. Motion Somerville left as the up back. They roll left. Teff looking, throws on the run to the flats. They find Lacey. Lacey trying to cut back. He does. Works his way across the 30. It'll be a gain of about 3, if not 4, for the senior. But it'll bring up a fourth down.
So just really kind of picking up where they had left off.
And Lacey slowly to his feet. Was tackled kind of awkwardly. It looks like he'll be okay.
I'm just going to say it, Silk. I'd like to see Braylon Littlejohn have an opportunity to get the ball in his hands. Has only really touched it a couple times tonight.
He has been lining up as a receiver on the far side of the field in most of that 5 wide receiver look, and now will be lining up to take the punt here at the 19. Ian Wilson doing the long snapping, rugby-style punt. He gets it off quickly this time. It's a line drive, but it takes a really good Butler bounce to the 26-yard line, and that's where Butler will touch the football. So the punt gives it back to Westinghouse at the 7:05 mark here in the third. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout. You're listening to Butler Football on WBUT 1050 and 97.3 FM. First down and 10 for Westinghouse. 7:05 to go here in the third quarter. A 24-0 lead for the Bulldogs. Tyler Friel, Chris Morrow with you from the booth at Art Bernardi Stadium. Khalil Green out of the gun, a sidecar left. And they will go. This is Kyshawn Robinson, who will be met right at the line of scrimmage. Does get a little bit of drive. Out to the 27-yard line. May have gotten a yard on the play.
So what that is like a crossbuck play. They take that up back and they run him to the opposite direction, hoping that people on the defense will follow him over there, and then they come back to this side. Golden Tornado waiting for it, continue to play that hard defense on the inside.
So second down and 9 now. Green from the gun and added down at the line. That was it Holderman? No, actually on that play, that was Dominic Nero.
Yeah, it was Nero, I think, got a paw on it. Nice job by Nero.
Stops the clock at 6:28 and brings up a 3rd down and 8. Again, this Butler defense has really responded, Chris.
They have rallied. They really have rallied.
And let's see what they can do here. So it'll be a 3rd down and 8 quickly. Kyshawn Robinson will remain the sidecar right. 3 wide receivers set. Solo man to the top of the field is Tyrese David. 2 men to the bottom right.
Tornado show pressure.
Green, handoff, they go to Robinson. He's maneuvering his way through the pile. He gets through, and he's got one man to beat. He's to the 40, a cutback move to the 35-30, and he will be keeping his feet and will be almost brought down.
There's
a flag comes in
play
around the 10-yard line, but he avoided a couple of tackles after what appeared like he may have been brought down in the backfield.
Yeah, they had him bottled up. We sent some pressure and just couldn't corral him. We're right there where we need to be, but just weren't able to corral him. Wow, on a 3rd and 8. Man.
Now, this does look like a penalty that appears we'll be calling it back, as Robinson was able to take it down to the 9-yard line. But where that flag came in...
Looked like a chop block,
I think so, right around the 15. They're going to march it back, I think, from... No, they will march it back from the 15. So this will take it back to the 30-yard line, negating a big-time gain by Robinson, but still, with the ball that was sitting at the 27-yard line,
3rd and 8,
they're able to get it well into Butler territory.
And it's a good defensive call. I like the call there. We just aren't able to execute and get them down on the ground.
So now a 1st down and 10 for Westinghouse. Again, they have a 24-0 lead, 6:13 to go in the 3rd quarter. Ty Abrams checking back in, as now Green will go under center. This is the traditional I formation look now for the Bulldogs.
Haven't seen this.
And they will go. Handoff. Abrams bouncing out right side. He will be brought down. A nice tackle. It was Landon Lacey there to bring Abrams down at the 21, but that is a gain of 9 on 1st down.
And that's a play growing up that we called a plug, where you send the fullback one way and you send the tailback the other way. They run it for nice yardage. They pick up 9.
Now, if Abrams check out of the game, Bates, tailback, will check back in. Up back and D up Jones. Bates will be the sidecar left. 5:35 to go in the 3rd. A 2nd down and 1.
There's the toss.
Pitch play. Bates cuts upfield. 1st down. Has Green. 10-5, and he's in for a touchdown.
Wow, and we just don't play it well at all. You know, when they ran it to this side of the field, Simcoe did a great job. He just shot right in there, took out the lead blocker. Corner on that play is unable to do that, and it goes for an easy touchdown. Bam!
So the Golden Tornado, who had been on a really good run of defensive possessions there, allow the Levy to break this one open to a 30-0 lead now for Westinghouse. 5:24 to go in the 3rd, and the old muddle huddle back out there for the 2-point try. O'Neal will throw this time. Nearly intercepted. Lacey had it go in and out of his hand, so the 2-point conversion no good. Golden Tornado will get the ball back, trying to get something going on offense. 5:24 to go in the 3rd. We'll be back after this timeout. You're listening to Butler Football on WBUT 1050 and 97.3 FM.
Centers provides rapid access to urgent appointments after an injury. To learn more or to schedule your appointment, visit TriRiversMSK.com.
Express free shipping, call Zach Freight Solutions. All your commercial shipping. Back to return for number 32, Simcoe, and number 1, Nicholas Diana.
For Westinghouse, a 5-play drive that is capped off by a 21-yard touchdown run by Lamont Bates. And it is a 30-0 lead now for Westinghouse. On the return for the Golden Tornado, this is Preston Simcoe sprinting up the field, and we'll take it out to the 29-30-yard line. We'll see where they officially mark him. Well, how about neither of those? We'll give them the 28.
So, Stoke, the Golden Tornado offense we got to do something different. And I'm not sure. I thought really we might see some wing T just for.
I think we may
different.
see it here, as it looks like there's been a change in personnel. And I believe this is Tyson Pino.
Oh, okay.
Taking over at the quarterback position.
Sophomore.
So he'll go under center, and this is the wing T, Chris.
It
Hand
is.
off middle, and it will go out to the 31. Ball carrier's Mark Clems. Pick up a 3.
So, I think this offense will have a little bit of success here, only because it's such a change of pace.
Something different.
Right.
So under the 5-minute mark and winding. Pino under center. Jet sweep. Here comes Lacey to the outside. And will work his way to the 34. That'll be a gain of 3. Bringing up a 3rd down and about 6.
So we'll see what they go with here.
To your point, Chris, you get 2 3-yard gains, bringing up a 3rd down and manageable. A 3rd down and 4, which is Butler's been kind of playing behind the sticks.
Yeah, they have been. We've had a lot of 3rd and long situations, and Pino was a 9th grade quarterback last year, talented. Has played a little bit of JVs.
So here we go, 3rd and 4. Lacey, the motion man, they go inside to Clems. Westinghouse so clogs the middle. Clems, to his credit, is able to stretch that out to the 36. He does get about 2 on the play, bringing up a 4th down.
4th down, right. And that'll put the ball in the left hash. We'll see Coach Christie down 30-0. Looks like he's electing to keep the offense on the field. What do you think? Crisscross here?
Well, it's been the go-to at times for the Golden Tornado in situations like this. Here we go. Motion man. Oh, they'll go inside. Dive to Clems, and Clems stretches across to the 41, and he came through there like a bullet.
Boy, he did. He runs hard. I mentioned his name a lot. I mean, he's the type of kid I'd like to coach. I'm watching him, and he plays very, very clean. He plays very, very hard, whistle to whistle. Just a real pleasure to watch him play this game.
Pick up a 5 on the play. Motion man. This is Renzel, and he is eaten up.
All over it.
Josiah Collins.
And that comes from
6'1", 215 frame.
Unblocked.
They gave him forward progress, which was still backwards, up to the 38. So a loss of 3 on the play. Bringing up a 2nd down and 13. 2:50 to go in the 3rd. Westinghouse leading Butler 30-0. Tyson Pino taking over the quarterback position for the Golden Tornado. And I think this is Lacey now that will take the direct snap. And they'll go Lacey right up the gut.
Ahead.
And he is met by a host of white jerseys. Not moving the line of scrimmage much. Keeps it at the 38.
Are you surprised at that play call?
Something different.
Yeah.
Lacey looks a bit hobbled, though,
he does.
after the play, too.
Yeah, he caught that pass over here. I think he came down kind of awkwardly.
So here on the 3rd and long. They have it at their own 38-yard line. 2 minutes to go in the 3rd. Lacey will roll right. Look gain, flag comes in. He's hit as he throws. It goes out of bounds. They took another shot there.
Yeah, he did.
He is down.
Yeah, he appears to be down. He'll bounce up, I'm sure.
He does, but
there's a flag likely in the place of holding.
Yeah, I think that's general vicinity of where it came. Well, I would imagine Donta Green at this point is just going to decline that penalty. And here comes the punting unit out for the Golden Tornado.
Man, just another tough series.
Butler did pick up a 1st down on that drive. It was a drive, though, that started at their own 28, and that's exactly where the ball has returned to.
Right.
After the holding penalty. So Little John getting his troops in order as they shuffle on into the punting unit. I think, or maybe not.
Oh, this should be a 4th down, but with the stick is saying 3.
I like a little hometown cooking here by Bob Zavacki.
Nobody does it better.
Well, actually, if they accepted the penalty, you would
it would be third down.
replaying third down. So actually, that's what they did.
That's what they did, and I think that Coach Christie was even surprised.
I think all of us were a little bit surprised.
Not Bob, though. Not Zach.
Nope.
Third
down
Zach
over there.
was on it. Yeah, Zach was on it.
He was briefly. He came in, I think, for some guest coaching spots when I played Meridian Raider football.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember him teaching like a fourth grade us how to tackle collectively as a group, and I still remember he's like, you get down low, here and boom, you elevate.
Yeah.
And it stuck with me. I was like, all right, this guy knows how to tackle.
Zach's a great guy. He's given a lot of his life to this football program and football in this town. He's one in a million. I'm very honored to call him my friend. Great guy.
And he stays in there. That stick doesn't go down easily.
No. He just, he loves the game.
So here we go on the third down and now 23. And I believe this is Teff now back in at the quarterback position.
We've seen three quarterbacks.
It is a jailhouse blitz here upcoming from Westinghouse. They have sent everybody.
Oh, man.
And they are going to bring that down for a significant loss to the 23.
Sell out on the blitz. No gain. Boy, if you had a screen, Silk.
Yeah.
So that will bring up the fourth down.
Yeah, back to the 22. It's a loss of 6 on the play.
And, I really felt a lot of energy this team coming out at halftime. Butler getting the defensive stops. And I kind of feel like after that last Westinghouse score, just really took any of the remaining wind in our sails out.
Fourth down and the first down stick at Old John's Bar on the south side, or Jake's Bar on the south side. Yeah. I apologize. Snap clean, Little John.
I thought they almost blocked it again.
That was close. And it goes over the head of Jordan Reed.
I thought he touched it.
It was awfully close.
Very, very close.
Butler will down that football at the 37-yard line with 57 seconds to go here in the third. Butler trails 30-0. Tyler Friel, Chris Morrow with you in the broadcast booth.
We did have a visit from our dear friend, Father Kevin Fazio.
Absolutely.
During the second quarter of action. Came to the game tonight, making sure I wasn't doing anything to his headset. Just keeping it warm for him.
Of course, Father Kevin joins us on the basketball broadcast, which is not that far away. As the weather starts to turn, you got some playoff football in the beginning of basketball season kind of coincide together. First down and 10 now. Ball at the 37. They go on the hard count, and I think we're going to get the neutral zone infraction.
We are. So I just was sitting here thinking, so that this Butler has not scored now. In how many quarters?
Well, I can say at least 7.
At least 7, right? And I can't remember back to the Erie game. I know they scored in the fourth quarter in the Erie game, so it would be 7
quarters. Just one of those situations sometimes when it rains, it pours.
Yeah, it does. Just tough to get it in sync. Different quarterbacks trying different things.
Ty Abrams, the ball carrier. Man, he runs tough.
He does run tough.
But a flag comes in.
There's a flag comes in late. Holderman makes the tackle. Lacey looks like maybe somebody
rolled up on his ankle.
Rolled up on him or stepped on a foot or something. He looks to be hobbling. And that might have been what was bothering him a little bit earlier there. I'm not sure, but
I tell you what, there's more laundry piling up here tonight than there is in my laundry basket after about 2 weeks. The referees will have to make sure that Tide is ready to roll here this evening. So a holding penalty will march this back to the 32-yard line. Negating the nice run by Abrams. So first down and about 15 now. Khalil Green out of the gun. A sidecar left remains in Abrams. Clock will wind once again. 4-man front. Abrams splits out left. Cut blocking at the line. They get it to Abrams. Makes the first. Actually, didn't make the first man miss. I think it was Catafano who was able to trip him up.
Yeah, I think it was too. Just a little swing route out there. Catafano makes a nice play defensively. Coming up from the safety spot.
Up to the 35. A gain of 3. Play clock at 35, game clock at 25. So we'll see if Westinghouse opts to get a playoff here. It's looking like that may be the case.
Yeah, I think so.
Green out of the gun. And handoff middle. Abrams the ball carrier. I think he stiff-armed his own lineman down to the ground.
I think he did too. DeLes gets in on the tackle. Pick up probably about 6 on the play. But boy, you know, for a long time there, I felt like this just. And really, I felt like Butler defensive line was just holding their own against Westinghouse, but it appears that Westinghouse is starting to get the advantage here, and that'll make the end of the third quarter.
30-0 the score. Golden Tornado Trail, Westinghouse. 12 minutes of football action coming your way next. You are listening to Butler Football on WBUT 1050 and 97.3 FM.
The fellowship-trained sports medicine, orthopedic surgeons, and physicians at Tri-Rivers Musculoskeletal Center treat the full scope of sports-related injuries. To learn more or to schedule an appointment, visit TriRiversMSK.com. This break in the action is presented by Firehouse Subs of Butler. For all your catering needs, or simply just need a quick meal, stop by Firehouse Subs at 620 Butler Crossing or call them at 724-841.
20-16 over Central Catholic. Fourth quarter, Tyler Frio alongside Chris Morrow from the broadcast booth at Art Bernardi Stadium on homecoming night. And Green out of the gun. They go with a screenplay right side. O'Neal makes the first man miss. A flag does come in on the backside of the play. O'Neal does get there for the first down, but once again, more laundry on the field, and I think this one may be coming back.
Yeah, and it's either a hold or they might have got a roughing the passer. I just glanced away and just follow the ball, and there was a pretty hard hit. We had a good rush on the quarterback.
And illegal man downfield.
Yes.
A curveball from the officiating crew.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was surprised.
How about that?
Nonetheless, it's against Westinghouse. It'll back them up.
So the chains will have to get reset. Let's see here. That ball was at the 40-yard line, I believe. So it should march back. Yeah, the chains have gotten going, so it's this one may lead to a bit of an extended conversation between the officiating crew.
Yeah, the sticks weren't 100% set.
Now let's give ourselves an advantage. Move that chain up a little bit more.
Why not?
Take it up to the 50.
So the ball looks like it will be set on the 35.
Should go to the 35 after the penalty.
We'll bring up a third down 12 for the Bulldogs.
And clock will wind. We're at 11:40 here in the fourth. Green out of the gun, and he'll hand off Bates, the ball carrier. Makes the first man miss, keeps his feet, will work his way across the 45, shy of the marker.
Yeah, counter trap. Rentzel had him in the backfield and just was able to slip through.
Man, that is an insanely generous spot.
Boy, I'll say. Wow.
I had him down around the 45, and instead they gave him the 47 in the first down.
First down. I didn't see it that way.
I saw the official on the far side come in on the field, way overshooting where that football was, but...
Yeah, very interesting spot.
How about that? So 12-yard gain, according to the officials. First down and 10.
Counter trap back this way.
Now this time Bates will not get past the line of scrimmage unless you're the far side official who's giving him about a half yard.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Zane Somerville comes up with a nice play there on the counter trap coming back this way.
We had officials who were, and I understand it, it's difficult. We had officials who were 1 yard off. One moved it back half yard, one moved it up a half yard.
We've seen some amazing things this year.
It really has been. I mean, just even take a look at tonight. We had a strip and score, and we also had the intentional grounding safety tonight.
Yes.
We're filling out our bingo card quite nicely here this year.
We are.
So no gain on the play for Bates. Play action, they go to the air. Pass is caught. This is Reed, a spin move, and a block in the back.
Yeah, definitely a block in the back.
Not as obvious of a penalty as you're going to get.
Yeah, Catafano comes up with the tackle, and that one will be moving back.
Pass it to Jordan Reed.
So Westinghouse is trying to really grind 10 minutes here on the clock. Not in the mercy rule. Mercy rule starts at 35.
So you and I were talking during the break. I mean, Seneca Valley actually having a dominating performance tonight against Hempfield, up 42-0 there. So the Raiders continuing their momentum from last week. But how about the Knock Knights did not play tonight?
Yes.
A forfeited game due to health and medical concerns in the Shady Side program. And so
yes.
Knock is actually attributed to a win. A win.
Yeah,
which is a crucial section win for them.
It is. Yeah, it's a forfeited win.
Just one you don't see too often.
No, you don't.
And here's a handoff. Bates once again finds some room up the middle, gets across the 45.
We'll get back to close to the original line of scrimmage.
And again, according to the far side guy, giving him about the 48. And the near side guy's giving him the 47.
Yeah. Wow.
And they're going to give him the 48.
Oh, my. You're kidding me. So, as we were saying, though, Knock gets the benefit of a forfeit win tonight. And when that usually takes place, a lot of times, the school offers another chance to play, whether it's Saturday or Monday, and the school does not have to take that. So the Knights must have opted out of that.
And understandably so,
Sure.
As Green comes to pass,
On
and he
the
finds
slant.
a man on a connecting route. That's Jalen Stanford, and he will score a touchdown.
On a slant route.
It broke open through the middle of the field, and Westinghouse puts on the exclamation point on the 53-yard touchdown pass from Khalil Green to Jalen Stanford.
Well, and I feel like after that last score, I said, boy, just kind of took the wind out of our sails.
So in the sixth play of the drive that had a lot of penalties on it, eventually a touchdown is the result for the Bulldogs. And they'll go to the air this time out of the muddle huddle, but it is a pass that is thrown short, and so the two-point conversion
Flag
no good.
comes in.
There's a little extracurricular activities between a Butler defender and a wide receiver for Westinghouse.
And likely will be a personal foul.
I'd like to see these just be offsetting penalties, because from where I was watching it, it seemed like both parties were
guilty
at fault. Yeah. They called a dead ball personal foul against Butler.
Wow. We just can't get out of a game without at least one.
So it'll be a dead ball penalty.
Very frustrating.
Enforced on the kickoff. We'll take a 30-second timeout. 8:52 to go in this ball game. Butler trails 36-0. You're listening to Butler Football on WBUT 1050 and 97.3 FM.
Personal foul on the Golden Tornado. With 8:52 left in the game. Westinghouse 36, Golden Tornado 0. Back to return for the Golden Tornado is number 32, Preston Simcoe, and number 5, Zane Somerville.
Six-play drive officially going. A drive that started at the 37. So officially a 63-yard drive for Westinghouse, although that at times moved back to the 28-yard line due to a large number of penalties.
Yeah.
But Butler committing the last penalty of the drive, as now the kickoff unit will have this one fly from the Butler 45. Musa Bangura with the kick, and it will evade St. Somerville, who will pick it up in the end zone, and that was probably the biggest benefit.
Yeah, it went into the end zone.
Because what could have been right around the 1 instead now will come the whole way out to the 20.
So Tornado will take over, and it appears trotting out in the field once again is Tyson Pino. Will be taking over the quarterback duties.
Yeah, 8:52 to go in this ball game, and we are in the mercy rules. So I think as soon as this ball is set, we're going to wind the clock. Maybe as soon as, there it goes. So Butler trying to get some points on the board here. And it looks to the sophomore quarterback to do that. Out of the wing tee set. Here comes the crisscross. Lacey's got room. He gets to the 30 and will be brought down around the 35.
And that'll be a Golden Tornado first down. First time we've seen that play tonight. And it'll go for a first down.
15-yard pickup for the Golden Tornado. Lacey's biggest gain of the night. A first down and 10. Westinghouse shows pressure. Up the gut they go. Mark Clems bounces off a couple of tacklers and will work his way out to the 38.
Yeah, just a gut play there. Clems just going hard. Kind of blitzed into it there, so.
Second down and 7.
And the Tornadoes still with their starters in the game. Minus Pino, quarterback.
And back to the crisscross, and Lacey tripped up. Bounced out to the 38-yard line. So about no gain on the play, and a third down and 7.
So we'll see if they take to the air and let Pino throw it a little bit.
What have you seen from Pino at the junior varsity level?
You know what? He's played sparingly. He played a little bit on Saturday. Really is the most action that I've seen him at home. But, you know, a nice-looking quarterback.
And he's going to throw. Looking back across the field. Now will throw and misfires as he was trying to find Clems in the flat.
Boy, he does a nice job, though, of looking around the field trying to find a receiver. So that'll bring up a fourth down.
So Eric will keep the offense on the field.
I think so, with the clock continuing to run. Does not stop in the mercy rule and an incomplete pass.
So we're at 6:30 here in this ball game. Again, a 36-0 lead for Westinghouse. A fourth down and 6 upcoming for Butler. Pino will go under center. Butler in the wing T look. And they go to the crisscross. Lacey trying to navigate through, and the ball actually bounced out. It's rolling around.
There's no whistle, and Westinghouse will get it if indeed it is a fumble.
No, they're going to roll him short. They marked him down at the 49 and what was a relatively late whistle.
Yeah, and it did look like the ball came out once he hit the ground.
Yeah.
Lacey's really been nicked up in this game. I feel like he's gotten up numerous times tonight, just kind of hobbling around. Might be
guy that's played both sides of the football.
Yeah, it might be time to just call it a night for Landon.
Result in a turnover on downs. Lacey does pick up some yards. It's about 5 on the play to the 43, but that's just shy of where he needed to be at the 44. Or excuse me, the 45 is where the marker was. The ball was at the 44, so that's where it'll be a first down and 10 for
Tornado
Westinghouse.
not lined up properly.
Yeah, Bill Elliott's going to rush in for a timeout there.
Yeah, just not lined up properly. Wise thing to do. And I know a lot of people would say, my goodness, why do you take a timeout, behind this much? But when you don't have the correct personnel on the field, you've got to take a timeout. It's a teaching moment.
And we've got to take a timeout as well. That's what we're going to do. 30-second break. We'll be back with more Butler football right after this on WBUT 1050 and 97.3 FM. Just this one, Cooper. First down and 10 after the Butler timeout. And here's a pitch play and a reverse. Oh, but the
It's on
ball
ground,
is loose
and
on the
Butler
floor.
looks like they have recovered it.
It was a reverse coming. And just not handled.
Coming out of the pile looks like McCombs.
Fumble.
Hey, there we go.
By
The
number
football.
11, Matthew McCombs.
So Butler will get the ball back.
You know, that's one thing we have not had a lot of tonight is turnovers.
No, Butler had really just one. I mean, if you wanted to
Yeah,
be
it was just-
particular,
yeah,
you could maybe say
yeah.
the intentional grounding for a
with
safety was, but
and on the punt, I know, but I mean, as far as fumbles or interceptions, there just really has not been a lot of them.
and Butler last week put the ball on the floor.
Oh yeah, 5 times I think 5-6 times.
Yeah. So Butler gonna have to take a timeout here.
I think they may. They're missing a lineman, it appears.
And they're going to give him a chance to reset that play clock. So
Westinghouse took the timeout.
Westinghouse.
Well, we got to take another timeout as well.
Okay, we'll take one too.
4:49 to go. What we'll figure out. 4:49 to go here in this ball game. Butler trailing 36-0. You're listening to Butler football on WBUT 1050 and 97.3 FM.
Operating room. The sports medicine physicians and tri-rivers musculoskeletal centers are with you every step of the way.
I wonder if Graff got hurt too.
I don't know.
He's got shoulder pads off.
Oh, I must have. Where is he?
Just bounced out on the field there.
Wilson has him off too.
Oh, really? .449 to go here in this ball game. Butler trailing 36-0, but they do have the ball with a first down and 10 after the Westinghouse turnover. Pino under center. And they go to the crisscross. This is Catafano. Oh, he sneaks between a couple of defenders and works his way to the 42.
Picks up nice yardage.
Alex Catafano. Gain of 8 yards on the play.
Yeah, I thought that was a 9-yard gain, but stand corrected.
So they're gonna give it to the about a second down and 8 now. So Catafano not gifted the extra yard. Pino under center. And they go to the gut. This is Clems, the ball carrier, gets to the 30, the 25, 20.
Nice
carries
run
the
by
defender.
Clems.
With him down to the 15.
Clems has played a lot here tonight. And I thought he played a lot really against Seneca too, and turned around and played the entire JV game.
15-yard line.
But I don't know if he will make the trip for JVs tomorrow or not. But boy, I got to give it to Mark Clems. It's a tough kid.
28-yard pickup for Clems. Butler knocking on the doorstep here. Again, trying to break that goose egg. In the wing tee look. Catafano on the motion man. They go to the crisscross, and Westinghouse all over.
Yeah, ready for it that time.
They were going to Evan Rensel, the homecoming king.
Evan Rensel.
Actually, I think that was Clems. Just coming back there. Oh, no, you're right. I think it was Rensel. Yeah, the Prince.
Are you Prince? Is it a homecoming
Prince and Princess.
I elevated him in the status
yeah, you
there.
did, yes, in the monarchy.
I did. I put him up a couple notches.
You did.
So it's a loss of about 3 on the play back to the 19. And stretch play left. Catafano with it. Knocked out of bounds. Shy of the stick and a flag coming in.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be against Butler. A hold that will back them up. Probably, I'm guessing, put them on about the 25-yard line. Would be my guess.
They gave him the 16, which would have been a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, it will be a hold against Butler. So he was standing right on the 25-yard line. Or excuse me, the 15. Yeah, right in the 15.
So they're going to march that off.
Yep, 25-yard line. Oh, we got fortunate with the weather tonight.
We really did, yeah.
It did not look good early in the week. I thought our streak of nice Friday night games was going to be broken.
It's another beautiful evening for a football game. Weather's going to turn a bit colder, though, if you're a college football fan. As temps supposed to be in the mid-50s tomorrow, and then on Steelers Sunday, it's going to feel a little old school.
Balmy.
Yeah. Catafano, the motion man. Pino looking to throw, rolling out right. He wants to fire for the deep ball. Little John to the sideline. He brought it in inside the 10 and marked down on a 9, and a flag comes tossed in from out of nowhere. I don't even know where these flags are coming from
I don't
anymore.
even know. Nice catch. Good toss
really
by
good.
Pino and a great catch by Little John. Not sure what the flag is, but
it's going the whole way up to the 10. A personal foul against Westinghouse.
wow, personal foul against Westinghouse. I mean, he actually threw the flag.
It keeps going.
Yeah, he actually picked it up and threw it down again.
He was having none of it.
Yeah, as if to say, there is a penalty on this play.
If you didn't see it the first time, you're going to see it the second time.
Wow. So that'll put Butler in the driver's seat down there. Hopefully get in. That'll give them first and goal here on the 5, I believe.
Yeah, the catch was marked at the 9, and so they'll be about the 4.5. Wing T-look. Motion man Catafano. They go to the crisscross. Renzel!
Oh, get in. Oh.
Brought down at the 3.
Made a nice move to get inside there. Picks up about 1.5 yards, maybe 2.
Carried by number 20.
So with the clock now approaching 2 minutes, again, Butler trying to get points on the board here. As they trail 36-0, but have it inside the 5. Rearranging the personnel.
Wing T.
Pino under center. And handoff. They go to Renzel again.
Bounced around. Oh, and he fights closer to the goal line.
2-yard line, a pickup of 1 for Renzel. Glad he doesn't have the Prince hardware on tonight because he's been playing some physical ball here on offense.
And would have pulled a Humpty Dumpty, broke his crown.
Rashawn Jones Jr.
So now a 3rd down and goal at the 2.
Likely will not get this play off with more than a minute on the clock.
So they'll have 2 cracks at it, but let's see if Butler can punch it in here.
The band, the cheerleaders, the Sequinettes all behind the Golden Tornado here to get one in.
Pino's going to throw for it. Facing pressure, the pass is tipped.
Yeah, it's deflected.
So incomplete.
Clock still runs. They're going to have to kind of have a sense of urgency here. Was that 4th down?
No, this will be 4th down here.
Boy, I can't keep up with Zach over there.
He's quick.
He is. He's quick. So we're going to have to move because there's 31 seconds right now.
Down by number 16.
The play clock is actually behind the game clock.
So no first downs can be gained. Butler needs a touchdown or bust. Pino under center. Renzel the motion man. They go to him. He's going to take it in.
He gets it in. 13 seconds. The Prince, Evan Renzel, goes for 6.
Number 25, Evan Renzel runs the ball.
Well, good to see the Golden Tornado break that 0. Put together a drive, a 9-play drive that goes.
This touchdown is sponsored by Independence Health System.
47 yards.
Well, and you know, you got to give it to the coach.
Yards,
they really wanted it to be a special night for Renzel. I mean, they really tried everything they could to get him in there. And again, I can't say it enough. Evan Renzel is just a great kid. Personnel running into the field here.
Back to kick for the Golden Tornado, number 93, Christian Mortimer.
A lot of personnel running onto the
yes.
field. This will be Christian Mortimer on. Had a couple corner kicks here last night. Now trying to get the extra point kick. And an offsides penalty. Yeah, the Butler Golden Tornado soccer team, which Christian Mortimer also a part of, has been playing some really good soccer lately, too.
Yeah, they have. Yeah. Troy Money, a good friend of mine, went to school together. Great soccer player, very good coach, and an all-around good guy. So always root for Troy.
And always cool to see soccer players playing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
From that kicking position. So Mortimer trying to get the extra point here. 36-6 to score.
We're going to get a penalty. Oh, they didn't call it.
They kept the flags in. And Mortimer's extra point
puts
is
it
good.
Through.
36-7 the score. 12 seconds to go. We take our final 30-second timeout. You're listening to Butler Football on WBUT 1050 and 97.3 FM.
Golden Tornado 7. This extra point is sponsored by J.J. Kennedy and Recon Brewing. Back to return for Westinghouse.
Renzel on the fourth down.
Kashawn Hawkins.
So now,
Jordan Reed.
imagine here for the most part, kickoff, and Westinghouse will probably fall in the football and call it a day.
Likely.
Westinghouse will improve to 7-0 on the season. Again, they have aspirations of trying to get back to the state championship. Class 2A, they were there last year. And hoping that they can string that together. Tonta Green saying City League championship first, and then
right.
We're going to try to take care of business at the state level as well.
Squib kick.
And off the chest of Demarion Jenkins. He'll fall on the football at the 38-yard line. So, again, we'll see the Westinghouse offense come out onto the field, but again, with 3 seconds to go, I'd imagine things will be
just a victory formation.
Actually, I think because we're in the mercy rule, they're just going to let it run. So that will do the right there. No need to even get the snap off. We'll come back and recap this final score: 36-7. Westinghouse takes down the Golden Tornado. We'll be back with post-game coverage right after this, right here on WBUT 1050 and 97.3 FM. McDonald's through the Sports Hall of Fame here. Cooper, we can come back. Final score from Art Bernardi Stadium: Butler Golden Tornado fall to the Westinghouse Bulldogs, 36-7. Tyler Friel alongside Chris Morrow scoring totals for you for Westinghouse. Touchdowns coming on a 21-yard touchdown run by Lamont Bates, and then a 2-point conversion. Excuse me, I've got my papers mixed up. Chris?
It's been that type of night.
I'm missing a paper somewhere. Well, somebody scored. Ty Abrams, there it is. A 50-yard touchdown run by Ty Abrams started this game, a 2-point conversion that was good. A fumble recovery by Kaishawn Robinson made the game 14-0. The 3-yard touchdown run by LaShawn Bates made it 22-0. And then that was the actually a safety intentional grounding call against the Golden Tornado after a muffed punt made the score 24-0. That's what took us into halftime. Westinghouse on the second drive of the second half came out with a 21-yard touchdown run by Bates. his second of the game. They were also able to find pay dirt on a 53-yard touchdown pass from Khalil Green to Jalen Stanford, 36-0. But Butler does get on the board at the end of the game with a 2-yard touchdown run by Evan Rensel to make the final score 36-7. Chris, obviously not the final score that the Golden Tornado wanted, but the way this game started, it felt like it could have gotten out of hand really quickly, and Butler was at least able to hang around for a bit.
Well, I know that it got into the mercy rule, and last week what we saw was not the same type of football game. I really felt like there was a lot of time in this football game where the Golden Tornado defense played very, very well, and played very well with some young guys in there. Last week we talked, it was very, very tough to pick a lot of positives out of that game. This game, very positive defensively. I mean, played very, very well. Offense continues to be, a struggle for us.
Yeah.
Different quarterbacks. Obviously, we had some time where we were really scoring some points. Bray Littlejohn was kind of at the forefront of that, breaks his finger. Noah Ritchie out tonight, didn't dress. So, when you're not playing the same quarterback, it's just so hard to find that cohesiveness with that unit. And I think, that's really tough. And the toughest part of this, Silk, is we're going to Erie, next week, the next 2 weeks, actually. And we've been up there, and those teams are very, very good. So, Golden Tornado, it doesn't get any easier for them by any stretch. And obviously on the road, hour and a half, couple-hour drive up there to Erie, it's going to be some tough sledding for them.
And one thing, too, Chris, that we've seen kind of pile up here over the last 2 games, been a number of Golden Tornado players, not only at the quarterback position, get injured, but we've seen it here pile up elsewhere.
Yeah, looking through my binoculars down there, just a lot of guys that are really banged up, and unfortunately, this is the time in the season, where you start to see that. And, you got to come out, you got to practice hard, you got to hit. I mean, you got to come out with that same philosophy this week. Hey, we're going to come out and tackle. And I will say that I think our tackling was 100 times better this week, and that's no exaggeration. They were much, much better tackling this week than they were last week, and I think it's because probably some of the drills they did, and it shows. So you have to continue to do that. And you just, it's a tall task, but as a coach, you got to keep these guys together, and you got to start doing some fun things at practice to kind of keep them interested a little bit. So.
Yeah, 3 more games still on the schedule. As you mentioned, 2 trips to Erie before the season wraps up here at Latrobe at the end of the month.
Yes, so, and, we play Prep next week. Prep is always a perennial power, and then so is McDowell. So it's going to be tough. Obviously, it's going to be tough games, but I think, hopefully we get some kids back healthy.
Yep.
And, when kids are healthy, they can do some amazing things. So hopefully we continue to get healthy. The JVs will go down there tomorrow. They lost a heartbreaker last week, so they're hungry. If you have not had a chance to watch the JVs, they're very entertaining. They're an energetic group. They bring a lot of passion. They like to hit, and they're very, very energetic. And that's really a positive sign, too.
Yeah.
When you're looking at, last week, we talked about going back into the Whippeal, and Seneca was going to be a test, and we weren't up to that test at the varsity level. But I can tell you what, the JVs played one whale of a ball game, so that's a very positive thing. So there are some positive things going on for sure.
Again, our final score, 36-7. Westinghouse takes down the Golden Tornado. Big shout-out to our Butler Tornado television crew for their efforts tonight to bring you this game live on Armstrong Channel 204. And, of course, a big thanks back to our studio with Cooper Belak running the board. So, Cooper, we appreciate your work as well. For my partner, Chris Morrow, I'm Tyler Frill saying so long. And the Golden Tornado fall 36-7 here on homecoming weekend against Westinghouse. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. You have been listening to Butler Golden Tornado Football on WBUT 1050 and 97.3 FM. Thanks, Cooper.